Hello, my friends. Welcome to the broadcast, the Truthcast. I am David Snedeker, excited to be with you all. Let me just take care of our beautiful music here, and that is the art of silence. Love me a good dichotomy, irony. Hold on one sec, and that's not going to work. My friends, welcome to the Truthcast. I am your host, David Snedeker. This is the indoctrination where we conquer the indoctrination. We shatter the indoctrination. And I am a little bit low here. Let me get this up and running here. By the way, some of you caught my live show this afternoon. That was pretty special, wasn't it? When I didn't realize I was streaming live. Sound is not good. You're in a tunnel. All right, hold on. And I know why. Oh, I know why. Hold on, my friends. Thank you. Thank you for that feedback. Hold on. All right, my friends, how are we doing now? Excuse me. We had I was doing some work today. That's what that was all about when I went live. Um, and let me see. Let me just take care of this here. Make sure that we got the right mic happening. Yes, we should be back to normal. Thank you, my friends, for that quick feedback. Good to see you all. Here we go. Happy Wednesday. And we should not be echoing anymore, right? Okay, 100% better. Thank you. 606 beautiful humans in the theater right now. Welcome, one and all. My name is David Snedeker. Again, we are about to conquer, expose the indoctrination for what it really is. And so I just want everybody to be clear on what we do here. What we do here, you can see the live chat there. What we do here is we set out to conquer the indoctrination, which is a way that we can expose the propaganda that we are being subjected to, and call it out for what it is. And that is an absolute censorship of big tech. It's an absolute propaganda of mainstream media across all platforms owned by 5 families. And here we expose those people, and we many times expose it in their own words, in their own actions. Elon Musk has bought Twitter. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. Breaking news here on the indoctrination. But the reason I bring that up, and cheers everybody, let's check our codes before I get into the monologue. We are great, Janet. Thank you for that feedback. We are gathered together as a fantastic group, and we are. No, I never got Rain's pick. I don't believe. So we are gathered together in the Sned Shed here, and we imagine that we're coming in out of the cold with a big, heavy winter coat that has been protecting us from the onslaught of propaganda and things. But what we need to understand is oftentimes that coat no longer serves us. It has holes in it. Our preconceived notions and unconscious bias that hold that together has been weakened um, by truth. And so we have had to get in the habit of realizing that we have that all wrapped up in our ego, and that we put that forward without thought, without clear cognitive challenge to what we have known to be true for quite some time. And so what we do is we imagine that all being wrapped up in that coat, and we take the coat off and check the coat at the coat check. Many have put it in mothballs, as Ernest has said. Put it in mothballs. No longer wear that coat. No longer put on that coat. But every once in a while, we have a coat that hasn't been a layer that has not been taken off or checked. So we check our coat check, we grab our claim ticket, we grab a snack, grab our a drink, grab our favorite person, our favorite pet, our favorite you. Don't forget you and how powerful and how beautiful you are. And come on into the Sned Shed. We're going to download some great information and great tools on how you can challenge the indoctrination, conquer the indoctrination, and also step into a new paradigm. Cheers, everybody, one and all. All right. A little reverse osmosis water, filtered water with a little sea salt, Himalayan, actually, salt, not sea salt, but Himalayan salt to add some minerals back into it. My friends, as you can see the chat, we are across 6 platforms right now. And as you can see, this is the way the chat goes flying by me. This is why I often don't see it, because I'm looking at other things. But I wanted to just make sure that we cover the following. When it comes to Twitter and what Elon Musk is doing, we must always be diligent in our challenge of those who wield a tremendous amount of power. How did they get there? How did they get to the point of being a billionaire that could buy a Twitter? How often have we thought that we were following somebody speaking truth, and then come to find out that they weren't speaking truth at all, and that they were most likely a part of a mechanism to gain our trust, only to have them be able to use that trust that has been gained against us. And so I want to just make sure that we're not falling into a trap here with this Twitter purchase. So far, so good. The indoctrination account is up and running. I still have not gotten back several thousand followers that were either deleted overnight at one point, or also I have not gotten back the Twitter followers that just probably blocked me because Twitter had put several bots in my account so that people were getting spammed, which was a real pain in the ass. And I couldn't get out of that. I couldn't get beyond that. So I don't have the kind of following and the kind of that I want to have on Twitter. I'm at Dave Snedeker, and also at The Indoctrination. So you can find us there as well. but that's a smaller account. That was the one that was terminated because of some of the things I was posting. I don't follow a lot there, and I don't have a lot of followers on that one, but I was posting uh, some things that got me terminated. Excuse me. So I want to say that many of you have seen some of these memes regarding Elon Musk's mother, who is May Musk, and she's a model. She's, I believe, in her 70s, but a lot of Illuminati symbology here. Just like, Beyonce accused of witchcraft by former drummer Kimberly Thompson, extreme witchcraft. We see Elon's mother speaking about the craft and about witch hunt, and speaking about Beyonce, um, and um, and also his girlfriend friend Grimes has done the same with the one eye symbology. So, and also that he is a World Economic Forum Young Global Leader. Now, we also know that many were involved in World Economic Forum, and that is not a good thing. But we also know that people break free from these sometimes and do good, or in the indoctrination or in the controlled opposition in which they they hold a position, that they are able to do some good as well. Excuse me. So we want to make sure, right, that we are challenging the things that are happening. Yeah. That we are challenging. Hold on one second, my friends, please. Sorry about that, my friends. I had to take care of some travel plans revolving around my dad's memorial in Tennessee. Again, thank you all for your love and prayers for that. So, so at any rate, yeah, I muted briefly, so that's why there was no sound. Thank you. So we need to be concerned and we need to be aware of this. Now, granted, could, I mean, literally, the devil himself could be take over Twitter, and it would be better than the people at Jack, um, the people that have been running it, like the CCP, Communist Party, um, propaganda machine, right? And so just try to, again, pull yourself out of the back and forth, because right now what's happening is there's this back and forth that's going on, right? The Johnny Depp trial, what's going on with Fauci, Elon Musk and Twitter, Ukraine and Russia, and then me reading about another food processing plant burning down. Don't forget, my friends, that Ukraine and Russia could impact us, but most likely will not it shouldn't, but from on a long term scale, but it is affecting our ability, our fuel, and so forth. Elon Musk and Twitter, we could be on Truth Social and say goodbye to Twitter forever tomorrow, like that, and there would just be, a few, basically an abandoned warehouse over at Twitter. Johnny Depp trial, I don't care about. Fauci, we've already exposed him. Right. And distractions, distractions, distractions. And, but you know what we can't do without? Food. All right. And, food is climbing dramatically. And so we need to make sure that we're focusing on the things that we need to survive. And that doesn't involve Elon Musk in my world. It doesn't involve Putin in my world. And so let's just make sure that we're paying attention. The other thing to remember is that these false flags are created and these events are created in order to distract us, because they know that, oh, shiny, we'll get distracted over here, or shiny over here, we'll get distracted over there. So they know this, and that's why many of these things are orchestrated. And so I'm not trying to demean the significance of Elon Musk taking over Twitter and clearing house in terms of, I think all the bots are going to be going away. I think people are coming back onto Twitter. People are getting their followers back that had been deleted. But the main thing that we want to keep in mind about Twitter before we go on to some other things here is that, and this is the part of that isn't a distraction, but it's a piece that we, can pull away, that we can take away from. And that is that Elon Musk paid $44 billion for Twitter. With the information that Elon Musk has with Twitter, the shadow banning, the termination, the wrongful termination, the fact checking, like a la Facebook, the warnings, the banning of real news like Hunter's laptop during an election cycle, during the presidential election. That was a major thing that they did. That was a violation of just all kinds of election misdeeds and unlawful. And as all these things are exposed, but the one thing that we believe that's going to be really exposed, and I mentioned this on Monday, is that the communications internally between Twitter, but more importantly, between the puppet masters and the puppets that are enslaving humanity by gaslighting and communicating behind encrypted walls that we can't see, we don't know about, and they've gotten on there and been able to encrypt them. So this is, I'm gonna bring something up here in a minute, but this is something that, if literally, the question is, and let me pull this up here for you. I'm going to jump ahead here a minute. Here it is. So Elon Musk said Twitter DMs should have end-to-end encryption like Signal, so no one can spy on or hack your messages. Now, I believe that that's a comm. I believe that that's a white hat comm to tell us that that's exactly how they've been communicating behind the wall so that they can control, false flags and control the distractions of humanity. And so keep that in mind, because Elon Musk could literally, with the information that I believe he will have or has available to him now, he could literally use that information and blackmail Soros's, the Rothschilds, for 4, 5 times, 10 times the amount of money he paid for Twitter. So the question, and then he can finance any trips that he wants to take into space, although he's not getting there. So he can put up as many satellites as he wants. He could fund his whole world, and no one would know about it, because he would have accounts that were secret, and he would get money from secret accounts, all to bury that kind of information. So, it's at this point, it's not important for us, in my opinion, to determine whether Elon is a white hat, black hat, or gray hat, but more important for us to follow him, watch him, pay attention to the things that are happening around us, and pay attention certainly to the things that we already know about. We know that Q told us that within Twitter, they are communicating cryptically amongst one another with secret accounts. He now has access to those accounts. If we don't see those accounts, then I'm pretty sure we can guess that he's taken money under the table to keep those out of the public eye. And in that regards, he's obviously not a white hat, right? So, meanwhile, we are seeing the true colors of all who are speaking out against his takeover. Because, like I said, I would cheer the devil taking over Twitter. I'm kind of being facetious, obviously, but I think the devil's already got a handle on Twitter. All right. With the things that they've done. And so anytime you gaslight people that are harming, humans and children, and trafficking, and trying to cover up for it, that's evil at a level of devil level. And Elon is not the devil. And so how awesome that he is now in control, and that we're already starting to see the goodness, right? So that's what I wanted to say about that. And I want to get into this show. And just remember, if distraction is used in order to rob us blind, literally, an accident happens outside of a store. The store owner goes running out to help somebody, and somebody jumps in the store and grabs the cash and walks out, and nobody ever noticed because of the massive accident that happened out on the street. This is a distraction that is being used to rob us blind. And so we've got to be careful that we're not paying attention to the distractions when they're ruining our food, they're stealing our food, they're, 100 and what is it? Major food crisis happening. Goya Foods warns we're on the precipice of a global food crisis. Okay? Global food crisis. All right. The what was it? The food, where was that? It's now gone. I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping around here, but basically there was an E. coli outbreak and 120,000 is it tons of beef? Let me see. Yeah, I lost it. I don't know where it went, Christy. So just keep an eye on what's going on with our food, my friends. This is what's happening. And Sobiek shares my belief, and Christy and I were talking about this as soon as it happened. We were talking about what Musk was really getting his hands on. So, my friends, let me take you to the top here, David Snedeker Truthcast, where the news unlocks the map, where tomorrow's headlines we share with you tonight. And I want to say food for thought on tonight's show, Durham and also gold. Todd is going to be on a little bit later for a dive. And special thanks to Barbara, Jen, and Christy for putting together the show notes. And my friends, Christy Nance Taylor, our producer, excuse me, has a birthday today. And so I would love it if you would join me in welcoming her and thanking her for all of her hard work in putting out these show notes every day, and wishing Christy a happy birthday. Christy, happy birthday to you. Come on, everybody. We got, let me see, 1,243 beautiful humans in the Sned Shed. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christy. Happy birthday to you. And special thanks for all the beautiful work you do. And you've never asked for a dime. You've never requested anything in return for your unbelievable commitment to awakening humanity and supporting all the Snedheads and all the beautiful patriots out there. And we are so grateful for you. And my friends, all Christy asked is her email, by the way, is in the show notes on theindoctrination.com. Please go to show notes and you'll find today's show notes and all show notes. And all she asked for is prayers for her and her mother, Nelda, who just found out that she has a 15 by 18 centimeter spot on her liver, and they're going to take a biopsy. So please send your love and blessings and prayers Christy and Nelda's way. And and again, many birthdays, Christy, going forward with much more freedom, much more sovereignty, and much more awareness of the world around us. And just a special thanks in the role that you play in that. So I love you. We all love you. So thank you and happy birthday, my dear. Great stuff. So my friends, show contributors tonight, which we have, as you know, every night. Jim R., Beth H., Brenda K., Rainbow Ego NC, Christopher C., Jackie B., Azura M., Betsy J., Marianne S., and Philip D., and Jen D. Thank you all. Topping the charts of the Apple downloads from the App Store, Truth Social. Second is Twitter. And then from there, who cares? Trump had 4 statements today. Most had to do around, or 2 of them had to do around Biden just being, pathetic, and not just in Trump's eyes, but in the eyes of the American voters. Only 37% of voters want Joe Biden to run in 2024. And if the Democrat presidential primary was held today, only 37 would vote for Biden, where Donald Trump would earn 58% of the Republican vote if the GOP primary were held today. So that's kind of puts things in perspective. But he's a he was a lame duck president when he took office, and not real. This is part of the show, we believe, wholeheartedly, and it is very much and let me just say this, once and for all, and that is Joe Biden. Whoever is playing Joe Biden, I should say, right here, has awakened more people than David Snedeker ever could. And I say that because that's why this show is so important. And when I say this show, I'm not talking about the indoctrination, conquering the indoctrination, or one of my late night awake zombies. I'm not talking about that show. I'm not talking about Todd and I doing dives, and Todd and Cindy and I, shooting the shit and talking about the world around us. I'm talking about the show that Q has told us about, and the reason why they needed this show was simply because sometimes you can't tell people the truth. You must show them, and we show you, but this guy behind the mask of Joe Biden is showing us every day how important it is to not allow our egos to vote for us, not to allow our feelings to vote for us, but to be very, very discerning in how we process information and process the people that are stepping into the limelight. And quite frankly, many people that are stepping into the limelight are just exposing themselves. And that is absolutely fabulous. Texas Governor Abbott slams Biden to end, in his attempt to end Title 42. Let's listen to Governor Abbott.
If you're ready to get started in the spray
But
foam...
let's first listen to a Pro-Foam commercial. So here we go.
And this decision to lift Title 42, Governor, I mean, the president is pushing a mask mandate on planes, continuing to tell us that we are still in an emergency situation. And yet he is lifting Title 42 that is expected to go away on May 23rd. What are you expecting once that is lifted?
So that's 1 month from yesterday when all this would happen. And not only do you not understand it, most members of Congress and the United States Senate, including Democrats, don't understand it. And I can tell you, most Americans don't understand it. So no one knows what Biden is trying to do by this. But what we all know is if he lifts Title 42, it will be catastrophic for the United States of America, because look only at what his own Department of Homeland Security has stated, and that is to expect, with the lifting of Title 42, about 18,000 people coming across the border per day. Do the math on that, and you will find it means that more than 6 million people will be coming across the border a year. And about half of those would be in the state of Texas. That we would have coming across the border in 1 year more people than are residents of our largest city in Texas, which is Houston. We would be adding more than one Houston a year. There's no way the state of Texas can assimilate those people, and there's no way the United States can assimilate that number of people. And so what Joe Biden is doing is far more than reckless. It's the most disastrous thing to the United States of America anybody's ever witnessed in our lifetime.
And obviously, we know that the federal judge has blocked that, and we're grateful for that. We covered that already, and so. But what we're seeing here is that's mainstream. That is obviously Fox News. We're not going to see that on the other propaganda news stations, but we will see that on Fox, because what that does is it brings people over from those other network news stations to Fox News, because, wow, Fox is the only one reporting on the border crisis. I'm talking about the mainstream ABC, NBC, CBS. Um, and so I trust Fox News now. No, that's how opposition uh, gets you, right? They give you a little bit of what you want to hear, but then look what Fox News did around the election. Look at how they've moved on from the election of 2020. Look at how they've launched us into wars with their propaganda. So do not allow the fox into the henhouse, my friends, but that's an example of how that happens. Oh, this is why I missed it, because Christy put this way up here. This is the basically the 120,000 pounds of ground beef. This was the story I was looking for. USDA recently announced a recall of ground beef nationwide over concerns it may be contaminated with E. coli. So it's just over concerns, right? And so when we're seeing this, all right, and look for the products that are subject to recall, carry the establishment number EST 46841. 46841. So be on the lookout for 46841 on any of your packaging inside the USDA mark of inspection. And the complete list of product codes subject to recall can be found here. So you have this at your disposal. This is an example, my friends. If you know somebody that eats a lot of beef, okay, send them to the show notes and tell them to look down just below Trump and over 120,000 pounds of ground beef, and tell them there's a link in there that'll take them right to which where that's happening. Okay, so please use this. This is a tool that we work very hard at making sure is in your hands as a weapon against this propaganda, against the disinformation campaign. We had some birthdays that I missed. Happy birthday. I believe, let me see. I didn't mean to slide that down. Rainbow, good to see you. So hello, Cindy. Glad you guys are hanging out. Much love to you both. I love you coming in and saying hi to your Sneddy Bears. Yeah, so Maria always looks like she has chapped lips. And then somebody said, and I posted it, and Maxine has COVID too, right? As does Kamala. And but I love that somebody said, "What is she eating?" Right? What is that reporter eating? Because she just talks very funny. And so don't trust Abbott. He's again. I absolutely, Denise. I support your distrust of anybody in that position of power. Absolutely. We must, why would we trust anybody we don't know? Doesn't make any sense. All right. And if you are going to trust but verify why they have earned your trust, right? So, yes, Rick Simpson oil is great stuff for cancer. And I looked to, let me see. Happy birthday, Kim Fowler. That's who I was looking for. Happy birthday, Kim. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kim. Much love to you. And also there was somebody, and I saw a husband and niece and nephew that were born today, twins. So happy birthday to you all. And I'm sorry I missed who that was, but I will look out for it if you want to let me know. Oh my gosh, Sissy May says, thinking of moving to a place on Weiss Lake in Cherokee County, Alabama, $350 a month, all bills paid. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Unbelievable. Incredible. So, yeah. Huh. There we go. Okay. So, yeah. And by the way, may I offer, always try to eat organic. I know it's expensive, and I know many of you do not have that kind of money. I have always made that a priority. Not always, let me rephrase that. Since Snedville, Jennifer, since um, I guess my love came into my life about 15 years ago, organic became much more important. And no, it was, yeah. And also, um, just that my awakening made me realize that's why people were saying, "Oh, what do you think about the what do you call it? The venom in the water?" And I said, "Well, I don't really care about that because I don't drink that water. I don't brush my teeth with that water. And anybody that's awake, oh, you missed it, Kim. Oh, you're going to have to catch it on the flip side. You're going to have to catch it on rewind. Happy birthday, my dear." Um, but I got to tell you, we shouldn't be drinking the water. It doesn't matter what's in it. We already know shit's in it. So if you're still drinking water and you need, snake venom to stop you from drinking tap water, I'm sorry. I can't help you. And by the way, that doesn't cost you much. You can get that for 25 cents a gallon. You can get reverse osmosis water in some big jugs, right? So you could probably get it even cheaper than that. So, well, Susan, can't trust organic as organic. It's the best we can do, but I agree with you because I found that some of the organic protein powder had glyphosate in it. And by the way, my friends, that's why we offer Purium products on the website. Because if you go to theindoctrination.com and you scroll down, go to the market, okay, and go down to Purium and click on Purium, you can shop. And what you want to shop is the gut health. Actually, it might even be the total detox, the biomedic, and the biomedic 4-pack. Okay. This is the stuff that gets glyphosate out of your system. Okay. And a lot of us, we have a lot of it in there. Epigenius Kids is a great chocolate shake that that gets the glyphosate out of your system as well. And Epigenius for dogs is great product as well. We get the transformation. There's a product called the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, and this is great stuff. And this is what we do. We get our greens in this power shake. So that's our greens for the day. Apothecary, I take that before I go to bed at night, and when I don't take it, I don't sleep as well. Biomedic and Super Cleanse, that's a detox. Super aminos, you can actually replace meals with super aminos in some of these shakes. Great stuff. So, and I rarely talk about it, and but that's how we get that kind of stuff out of our system. So, as you know, I don't do much in the form of advertisements, certainly not compared to other places that you're going to go. And so, but we also have to keep this show alive. So, I'm going to take you to a place very special. As you know, we've followed Technofog quite a bit on this show, on Technofog's Twitter, also on Technofog, what do you call it? Telegram. Okay. And here is Technofog's Substack. Okay. And Durham's latest, he has hundreds of emails between Fusion GPS and reporters. Now, what's interesting about this is that this was, where is it? Where is the meme about the, here it is. Okay. Durham accidentally releases Fusion GPS emails that were meant to be under seal. Okay. And if you look up accidentally in the Q drops, which I'm going to do actually right now, and you see that word, you'll find that there are some links to The Flood is Coming, emails, videos, audio, pics, etc. FBI accidentally deletes texts. No such agency accidentally releases it all. Shall we play a game? Do you see the game that Q is playing? Will the FBI recover those missing texts? Nothing is ever truly deleted. Your move. Combine that with the fact that expand your thinking, planned 3 in kill brackets, moves and counter moves, strategy warfare. This week we'll be revealing Snow White 1, 2, and 5 offline, supercomputers, also satellites. 7th floor is no more. That's the deep state. That is the State Department. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean big things aren't happening. Night Riders Fly 2018 will be glorious. Now, many conversations have been had about why is this taking so long and where are we at in this whole thing. Obviously, 2018, maybe what was going on in 2018 was glorious, but we couldn't see it. Doesn't mean big things aren't happening, right? And Q has told us this many times. 80% of the things that are happening, we do not see. Okay, so the flood is coming, my friends. The flood is coming. These were all on January 21st, 2018. So keep that in mind as we see things like Durham accidentally releases Fusion GPS emails that were meant to be under seal. Now, going back to the Substack here, Technofog is doing a great job. He's a lawyer, writer, and researcher, also on Twitter. You can subscribe to Technofog, subscribe to this Substack, okay? Durham filed this motion in response to the efforts. Now, this is Hillary and this is Sussman, right? And Hillary for America, Fusion GPS, etc., to keep secret by use of the attorney-client work product privileges communications involving Fusion GPS. You can read it here. And here, so you can click into this and you can see, the actual court documents. So you're not reading some propaganda. You're not reading some Washington Post controlled by Jeff Bezos, etc. Government's reply to the defendants and non-party interveners' filings concerning the government's motion to compel the production of purported privileged communications for in-camera inspection. Durham respectively provides its reply to the oppositions and other filings made by Michael Sussman, right? None of the arguments or facts contained in these parties' filings and accompanying affidavits undermine the government's limited request that the court review 38 relevant documents in camera to determine if they are being properly withheld from the government's trial evidence based on the attorney-client privilege and attorney work product protections. Indeed, the purported privilege holders who have intervened to do so in a case in which the defendant is allegedly have denied representing any client when he brought the Russian bank allegations to the FBI. So what's going on here is that Sussman has basically said that he wasn't working for the Clinton Hillary for America and the Clinton campaign. But now he's claiming attorney-client privilege. It doesn't work like that. You can't say that they're not my client and then claim attorney-client privilege. And that's what Durham is getting around, and that should be an easy sidestep right there. Durham cast doubt on the declaration of Mark Elias that Fusion GPS was retained to provide legal advice. Here he makes a key point. If rendering such advice was truly the intended purpose of Fusion GPS's retention, one would also expect the investigation firm to seek permission and or guidance from Hillary for America or its counsel before sharing such derogatory materials with the media or otherwise placing them into the public domain. So, in other words, Fusion would not have put them in the public domain, as they were hired to give advice to the Hillary for America campaign, would not have launched that without Hillary, right? Thank you, Linda. Love and prayers. God has us, but we got to do our part too. Absolutely. No question about it. In support of that point, Durham states he is in possession of hundreds of emails in which Fusion GPS employees shared raw, unverified, and uncorroborated information, including their own draft research and work product with reporters. He even filed them under seal with the court. These include emails with Slate's Franklin Foer, in which Fusion conveys information on a Trump advisor in Alpha Bank, emails from Fusion to the Wall Street Journal communicating allegations from Christopher Steele, stating a Trump advisor meeting with former KGB official close to Putin would be huge news. July 29th and 31st, 2016 emails with a reporter, Washington Post Tom Hamburger, concerning Carter Page's investments and meetings with Russians, of which the reporter said it's bullshit. He has all these. You get that, right? Okay. He has all this. ABC News reporter Matthew Mosk and Fusion GPS concerning Sergey Millian, emails between them, Fusion GPS responded with a comprehensive report. They have it all, my friends. They've told us we have it all. Q has told us we have it all. Q has told us to trust the plan. Do you see how long this takes? Even after Durham took as long as he did to get to this point where he could go before a judge and subpoena Michael Sussman, the lawyer for Hillary Clinton, and Fusion GPS, who were advisors to Clinton, that even though he's here, they still get to come back and appeal, right? They still come back to appeal. Susie, you're welcome. And so it just takes time. It takes time. We've heard that the wheels of justice move very slowly, and they had to do this correctly. They had to do this by the book. They couldn't just willy-nilly, lock them up, throw away the key, lynch them, send a posse. They couldn't arrest them without knowing. And that's what you'll see with detectives. Detectives will wait until they get all the pieces of the puzzle together so that they know when they go to that judge, they're going to get that warrant. And when they go make that arrest is going to stick. There's nothing worse for a detective to make an arrest on an accusation, and then the lawyer for the person comes in and gets them out and gets them off, and you can't try them again, or you can't arrest them again for that particular crime. Unless you go to the next level. And by that point, you already have the person that you're trying to arrest trying to get out of it, wiggle out of it again. Okay. These are sometimes hard to see. I'm going to try to blow it up just a little bit here. But these are the receipts, my friends. These are the receipts. Okay. These are their actual communications. Fusion GPS telling a Wall Street Journal reporter to call Adam Schiff or Dianne Feinstein about Carter Page. This is solid evidence that Fusion, by July 26, 2016, which is, by the way, that is when Adam Schiff gets involved, had briefed Schiff and Feinstein and their staffers, including Daniel Jones, a person of interest in the Durham investigation about the Trump-Russia research. Folks, geez, the Trump-Russia collusion, the Trump-Russia, Russia crap, I have been screaming out about to people. Folks, don't buy into it. It's not real. Trump's not colluding with Russia. But these are the receipts that we didn't have in their own communications with each other. This is the stake right into the heart of one of the, if not the greatest conspiracies against a presidential candidate and an actual president of these United States by this deep state, by this group of people that were trying to get back power because they knew that they were going to be exposed. From Peter Fritsch to Jay Solomon, call Adam Schiff or Di-Fi for that matter, Dianne Feinstein. I bet they are concerned about what Page was doing other than giving a speech over 3 days in Moscow. So they're insinuating that Carter Page was doing more than he was, and that was enough for these people to go get a FISA warrant against Page to spy on President Trump's campaign. As Durham makes clear, no lawyers are copied in these emails, and this doesn't have anything to do with legal advice. In other words, no attorney-client privilege. Do you understand how Durham is like, no, you can't do that, right? It's like, somebody goes into the store and tries to buy a loaf of bread with, with a, Russian ruble, and the person behind the counter doesn't know what a ruble is, doesn't know how to make the transition, doesn't want a ruble. It's a pain in the ass. I got to go, take it to a money changer. And they're like, no, we don't take those rubles here. Okay. Although I'll show you here in a minute. Well, I'll show you now. This is what's going on with the ruble. Basically, Putin is making the ruble, linking the ruble to assets. Where the heck? I am just lost. Here we go. Russia moving closer to a gold standard. Okay. We'll talk more about that when it comes to 7K silver and gold. By the way, my friends, I'm going to be in Las Vegas starting Saturday night, and I will be there until Thursday. And we are going to be there for a 7K event where I'm going to be spending a lot of time with the founders of that company, learning more about what's going on with 7K. In the future of 7K. And I think one of the things that's going to be announced is that we're going to have a debit card that we're going to be able to bypass the banks altogether, because that debit card is going to be linked to our 7K account. And so we can put money directly in a 7K account and bypass the banks altogether. And I'm very excited about that. Bypass things like PayPal and Venmo altogether, because Venmo and PayPal have terminated me. So the ruble, that example, will not be that for long, because once people know that the ruble is linked to gold, it's going to become one of the strongest currencies in the land. So There are another of other important observations. Fusion witness who will testify as the tech maven referenced in their emails. This appears to be a confirmation that Laura Segal will be the Fusion GPS employee to testify. We have it, folks. We have it in their own words. Okay, and I'll say this, and I want to be very clear about this. I've told you, please don't take my word for these things. Please do your own research, and that's why when we have you send us your research, we want to hear what you think. We want to hear what you have found in your research. We don't want to just see memes and see. That's okay, but we want to know what's below it. We want to know what it's linked to. We want to know the link for it. And most importantly, we want to engage with your thoughts on the matter. Do you understand that? Do you understand why that's so important? Okay. Do you understand why that gives us a unique perspective? There might be somebody down in Louisiana. Dawn might send us something from Louisiana, and her perspective is completely different from, Barbara up in Washington State. Okay. Or Robin in Nashville, or wherever. It's Rainbow up in Minnesota, Canada. I'm sorry, and so there's so many of you out there, but your perspectives are gold. Speaking of gold, okay, and so we want to hear from you, even if it's a quick sentence, a quick blurb. I don't trust Musk. Here's why. Right? I trust Musk. Here's why. And then you might come up with something that we didn't think about. And it's good practice, right, for all of us to do this. And so, but I remember posting, cheers, everybody. Happy Wednesday, hump day. Trump hump day. So, when the WikiLeaks released all the Hillary Clinton emails, I posted something on Facebook and I said, this will take down the Clinton campaign and Hillary Clinton. It didn't. And then I had to come back like a couple weeks later and say, when I posted that, I actually, assumed people would read them. People didn't read them. As a matter of fact, people like, what's his name on, who's no longer with CNN, the governor's brother, Cuomo, said, you can't, they're against the law for you to read them, but we're here to read them for you. It's like bullshit. Right. And so, it's important to read this stuff. Okay. Here's more on the Fusion witness and her knowledge of what went down leading up to the 2016 election. My friends, we're just getting to the 2016 election. Do you see how far we have to go to unravel the corruption that stole the 2020 election? Do you see how long this takes and how patient we must be? The Fusion witness also acted as the firm's primary technical expert, worked for an extended time period on issues relating to the Russian bank allegations, was part of a team that handled work under Fusion's contract with HFA and DNC, and met in 2016 with various parties, including law firm One, Tech Executive One, and the media about the Russian bank allegations. As such, Fusion witness undoubtedly possesses unique insight into the core issue. Durham also destroys the declarations of Podesta and Robbie Mook on behalf of Hillary for America. We just discussed the declarations here. Basically, they were trying to stay out of this. Okay. And they're trying to make sure that they don't come after their information. They're basically saying they weren't involved. Really? Podesta and Robbie Mook ran her campaign, and their attorneys, Mark Elias. And these declarations contradict the public record. Podesta declared that, to his knowledge, Perkins Coie has consistently maintained confidentiality, despite the fact that they, Sussman in particular, assisted in distributing to the press the materials and allegations prepared by Fusion GPS and other researchers. And compare Podesta's declaration to Sussman's December 27th testimony. And so the confidentiality Podesta is talking about is, first of all, client, lawyer client confidentiality. But then comparing it to Sussman's, he was saying they weren't, they weren't my client, right? And then let's see. And then also, but Podesta is saying they were. So this just doesn't work, right? Yeah. And Robbie Mook said that he believed that they were providing legal services and legal advice to the Clinton campaign. How Mook pushed the Trump Russia allegations during the campaign. Guys, the day after I mentioned this, when it happened, Robbie Mook said, we're going to push a Trump Russia collusion. And I knew this a long time ago. But it's just getting to light because it has to be proven. It has to be like this in their own words. Yeah. And Fusion's role was to provide consulting services in support of legal advice attorneys at Perkins Coie were providing to specific firm clients related to defamation, libel, and similar laws. So you see how this has all come into play, right? And so this is, I know it's kind of like drudgery, like getting through this, right? Because it's all, it's all this crap of legalese and all that kind of crap, right? So, but it's so important, right? Going back to the Substack, I think I got away from the Substack here. I want to get back to that. I'm sorry. Here it is. There we go. I accidentally closed this. Let me scroll down. So, it's just, all of this is blowing up. It's crumbling, this whole story. And that they reached out to Adam Schiff about this in July of 2016. And that these people are going to testify, right? So it's really, really great news for the awakening. It's absolutely fantastic. It's so exciting. And my friends, this is bigger. This is bigger than anything else out there right now, because other than our food shortage, right? And so just great stuff. Sussman indictment mentions non-public internet data that was exploited by Joffe for the purposes of the political hit job. This information was provided to Georgia Tech as part of a prospective contract with DARPA to identify perpetrators of malicious cyber attacks and protect U.S. national security. After the indictment is revealed that Durham's team has interviewed former DARPA employees. Based on this information, we hinted that there might be charges relating to the misuse of classified government data from DARPA. Think about that. That's treasonous. By the way, all these people that I've mentioned, they've done things much, much, much worse, right? Is the mishandling of classified government data and the use of classified government data for this conspiracy against a political presidential candidate and a president, right? So Audrey says, I am shopping now in Michigan and the shelves are packed. That's good to know. So DARPA has no objections to Georgia Tech's provisions of any records or information, both classified and unclassified, to our team and to the grand jury. This is in their own words. No objections. This is people that are doing some really bad things. So that's just kind of a snapshot of that. And so I wanted to share that with you, obviously. And let's listen to this. Let's shift gears to what's going on with Twitter. Just a few things on this, and we'll move on from Twitter.
Part of the reason he bought the platform was because of our moderation policies and disagreements in how we deal with health. This puts Twitter service and trust and safety, as well as anybody who cares about health on the platform, in a very difficult position.
I believe Twitter grows as a service, allows for more people to use the product and have a better experience because we're able to make the conversation on Twitter be safe, because we have built tools, processes for people to be able to feel safe and control their experiences. I believe that there is a lot of work we have to do to continue making that better. Sometimes that means more thoughtful moderation. Sometimes that means making things simpler. Sometimes that means changing product incentives to be able to solve problems through products sometimes instead of policies.
Elon made it clear in public that a large part of the reason he bought the platform was because of our moderation policies and disagreements in how we deal with health. This puts Twitter service and trust and safety, as well as anybody who cares about health on the platform, in a very difficult position.
I believe Twitter grows as a service, allows for more people to use the product and have a better experience because we're able to make the conversation on Twitter be safe, because we have built tools, processes for people to be able to feel safe and control their experiences. I believe that there is a lot of work we have to do to continue making that better. Sometimes that means more thoughtful moderation. Sometimes that means making things simpler. Sometimes that means changing product incentives to be able to solve problems through products sometimes instead of policies.
Elon made it clear in public that a large part of the reason he bought the platform was because of our moderation policy. How does the board and Mr. Musk plan on dealing with a mass exodus, considering the acquisition is by a person with questionable ethics?
The question of attrition, as Parag stated, one of the themes of today is continuity and ensuring that Parag and this leadership team continues to operate the business successfully on behalf of our users, on behalf of our customers. And that has obviously been a big topic of discussion at the board. And as I mentioned, an area that is important to Elon Musk as well, because of the importance of Twitter as a service.
With no board in place, who will keep Elon accountable and how? Elon made it clear in public that a large part of the reason he bought the platform was because of our moderation policies and disagreements in how we deal with health. This puts Twitter service and trust and safety, as well as anybody who cares about health on the platform, in a very difficult position.
Sorry, folks. Sorry about that. Her knowledge cannot compare to ours. Okay, it's not even close. And the closer it is, the more corrupted she is. Okay. And so, yeah, sorry about the sound issues. So we're back. We should be back. We should be back with sound. Because that just goes to show how much more compromised she is.
Twitter service, the role of our policies, and the capabilities we've built around content moderation are fundamental.
bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Now they're going into damage control. And by the way, this leaked audio, think about this leaked audio as possibly them leaking it to make them sound like they are doing the right thing, and that they're concerned about their users. Okay, and they're not. So they could have leaked this just to make it look like they give a shit about us. They don't. They don't at all. At all. Okay. As a matter of fact, a few of my tweets today at Dave Snedeker. This is let me see. Here we go. This is the gentleman we were just listening to, Parag Agrawal. I don't know how to pronounce his name, and I honestly don't care. He terminated me from Twitter. He has censored me on Twitter. He has terminated Todd and Cindy. They have terminated many of you. They have gotten rid of our president's account on Twitter. This man, so at any rate, he says, I took this job to change Twitter for the better. Course correction where we need to, and strengthen the service. Proud of our people who continue to do the work with focus and urgency despite the noise. My reply to Parag was, you will not survive the awakening with any company, and certainly not the one you and @Jack turned into a company akin to the Chinese Communist Party. All the fake rhetoric in the world will not save you. Resign with apologies to humanity before you are fired. That's how I feel about that. That's how I feel is the absolute... and by the way, this is the all hands call. This is the leaked audio. You can listen to the whole thing right here, and you can send this to friends. You can, folks, you can even, let's say you want to send the full audio to somebody, just highlight it, click copy, go to your email, go to your Facebook, go to wherever, and you can copy and paste it. I don't care if you mention us or not. Sure, it'd be great if you said, hey, saw this with Dave on the indoctrination. Check it out. Check us out. We're on, 3 nights a week. Or you can take something like this. Watch this. I'm going to go back because I was still talking. I'll play it again. Yes, we can reduce visibility in the surfaces. Somebody says, can you really... Twitter source leaks internal Slack channel reconfirming shadow banning is indeed real. Slack channel. Can we actually shadow ban people? Slack is an internal method they communicate with within Twitter. You'll usually notice a dramatic decreases in engagement. Yes, we can reduce visibility. Okay, they're flat out saying that that's exactly what happens, right? I'm going to play this for you. I'm going to take a little break while this is going on, and maybe you can as well. And then we're going to. By the way, before I play this, I want to show you this. People are saying, he spent $44 billion on his own money. He could have saved the world. Why didn't you solve all the world's problems? Meanwhile, these idiots don't say anything when the government spends $54 trillion of your money or wastes that much money in Afghanistan by leaving behind all these weapons and so forth. This was the FCC where they tried to stop Elon Musk from buying Twitter. the Open Markets Institute issued a release that called for the FCC, FTC, and DOJ to block Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter. They argue that the transaction poses a direct threat to American democracy and free speech, and the release cites to the Telegraph Act of 1860, among other statutory authorities, in the context of arguing that these federal agencies have authority to block the deal. Commissioner Carr, Brendan Carr, the commissioner of the SEC, issued the following statement in response. The FCC has no authority to block Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter, and to suggest otherwise is absurd. I would welcome the full FCC making it clear that we will not entertain these types of frivolous arguments. Do you see where the rhetoric is being called out as bullshit and stopped in its tracks? It's awesome. Okay. Let me take you to Posobic on
Jack Posobic
the War Room,
having a cat fight.
is
What's going
addressing
on?
the
We're having
thing
a
that we've
little.
already talked
That
about.
was nothing. That was we were playing footsie a little bit today. No, so Sean King, right? He deletes his Twitter account yesterday because everybody.
Sean King is a black leader who's not black, who is he deleted his Twitter account for a day and then had it come back on. Jack.
Everybody's saying, I'm leaving Twitter, I'm leaving Twitter, I'm leaving Twitter. Sean King deletes his Twitter account, right? Then he comes back because Twitter allows you to reactivate within 24 hours. You can also set reactivation periods, etc. But that thing was gone. That thing was gone. So he comes at me this morning with, aha, I'm back, cussing me out, screaming racial
using
epithets.
some terrible language.
Like going after me hard, so hard. And I just responded, I just said, look, you deleted your Twitter account, white boy. You deleted your Twitter account.
Sean King, we had an issue with him at Breitbart, and I've got three heavy hitters about to come on in a second. Is Sean King a white guy who identifies as black?
There might be some Rachel Dolezal situation kind of going on there. But then he asked me, Steve, he tries to catch me in a trap, right?
Yeah.
So he goes and plays this game of saying, do you defend hate speech? And do you defend hate speech specifically against the Jewish people? And he says, ask any conservative that question, and they're never going to be able to give you an answer because I got him. I got him on this. And so he says, do you defend hate speech against the Jewish people? To which I responded, oh, do you mean like Ilhan Omar? Do you mean like your close, good friend, Ilhan Omar, where we know everything that she said about the Jewish people, about the state of Israel, again. Ilhan Omar, by the way, correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, is she in the country right now?
Well, we're going to have that conversation.
We are going to get into that, aren't we?
In the next block. We're going to have that conversation in the next block as we've got Vernon Jones, Royce White, and Raynard Jacks. First thing we're going to talk about is one of the things we're going to talk about is the Pakistan situation with Omar over there. So walk me through the takeover. It looks like the entire conservative movement is supporting this. What are your thoughts?
Oh, it really is. I mean, you've got people that are looking at this thing from the moderates to people that are in the establishment. Now, what's really interesting, though, Steve, is because I was on with the great Lou Dobbs yesterday, and he asked me a question. He said, what becomes of these places like Getter? What becomes, Trump's got his Truth Social out there. What becomes of them? What Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey have been talking about is this idea of an open protocol for Twitter. And I've been trying to explain it to people because I think I get what they mean. Let's say you have, Patriot Mobile, or you've got T-Mobile or Verizon. You can text to people across platforms. You can text across services.
Yeah.
The idea would be that if you can make Twitter open source, that you could actually communicate across these services. And then if I want to still use Getter and I want to support Getter and I want to support them because I don't support Twitter, I can go do that. But I could still communicate with people on Twitter. He's totally talking about changing the game of how all of this works.
If he puts out, the key thing is for them to make the algorithms public. But if he puts the algorithms public, isn't he going to have a big potential for lawsuits?
So when people will have potential for lawsuits.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So why would he do that?
Because I think he really is committed to this. Because he said straight up, we need to understand what was going on here, and they've put a lock. Now, Steve, they put a lock on the algorithm as it's stated right now on Twitter. So that means in whatever, intervening time.
They can't go around and mess around.
Right, because he may not have all the keys to the castle just yet.
Oh, he does.
So they can't mess around and go changing things. But I will say this, if you go across social media today, right, they're trying to cover their tracks. What are they doing? They're de-boosting liberal accounts right now. Anna Navarro had a post up that said she's losing followers. But meanwhile, myself, Cernovich, Libs of TikTok, which just hit 1 million followers. Thank you, Taylor Lorenz. That excellent promotional article you did for her. And Tim Pool, you see this? Tim Pool's got the billboard up in Times Square. So Libs of TikTok now at 1 million followers. Everybody on our side got a massive boost out of nowhere over. You know what it is? They're pulling the brakes out. They're trying to cover up all their tracks because they know what they've been doing. James O'Keefe proved this with the shadow banning, the deep boosting. He proved it. James O'Keefe found the algorithms within Silicon Valley that they used to do this stuff. They went into Google. They found that you couldn't search for things like the Las Vegas massacre, the Las Vegas shooting couldn't be searched on Google. And so, or if they did, they would divert you to certain things, right? And so this is what's been going on. And Steve, it ain't just Twitter. If you think it's just Twitter,
it's
no.
across the board.
He's opening up the box.
Ari Melber said the quiet part out loud.
Oh, I love Ari Melber, right? I love that.
No self-awareness.
Turn it down, turn him up. Turn it down, turn him up.
That is the plan. That's what they've been doing.
Because he's telling you what they've been doing. He's telling you every single thing that was done to conservatives and that was done to truth tellers for the last 2, probably even 6 years, all the way back to 2016, because that's really what this is. It's about putting the populist movement back in the box. And so when he says, why, you could censor news that you might not like for your candidate. Oh, really? You mean like the hard drive from hell that the great Emma Jo Watson reported the hell out of in the New York Post, and you all censor? Andy Stone from Facebook has a tweet up saying, we're going to conduct an internal review, but this looks like disinformation, and so we're going to prevent the spread of it across Facebook. Twitter, of course, censored everyone who posted this thing.
The War Room account is, never been on Twitter.
War Room account's down, gone.
No,
we're going to get it back. We're going to get it back.
Permanently, hold it, because the crazy Jack Maxey was putting up the hard drive from hell stuff nonstop,
and some of that stuff, it was all hard drive from hell.
Hard drive every day. He would put up 10 things, and we got taken out, including some of the, you come for the porn, you stay for the
you got to redact those phone numbers, folks.
I want to go to the deal itself.
So Elon is pulling what Steve. What the point is here is he didn't just purchase a company, right? He purchased evidence. He purchased evidence in criminal cases. Wow. That's what he's got here. And that's why you're seeing, and he called it himself, an antibody-like response to his action.
Okay, just talking about the deal, and think about this. You had a stock, they just sold the company at a 20% discount, 25% discount from where the stock traded 9 months ago. On Wall Street, I did this for a living as a junior and mid-level guy at Goldman Sachs for years, raid defenses. It's impossible to get a fairness opinion. The board is going to get sued if they don't sell at a premium to where the stock sold. My point. It shows you they don't have a business and a business model. What they've done is that town square is to prop up the left.
No, I'll tell you what the business model is. The business model is it is a censorship and distribution platform for the far left, period. That has been
far left?
The far left. And that has been
I think it's the left.
The occupation. Yes. Twitter was not like this in 2014 and 2015 and 2016 when the great Andrew Breitbart, all the way back in 12 prior to that. He
was the Trump of
right, because his tweets are still up, believe it or not. Yeah. He has not been censored. You can go back and find all of his great tweets. And that was an amazing place when it was open because they realized the power of people being able to connect with one another and share the information. Now we've got great sites like Getter that are replicating it out there. They realized they had to put it back into a box. That's why the ban hammer swung down.
After the election of 2016.
Yeah, after Brexit and then after the Trump election.
That hit him in 90 days. Where does it go from here?
Look, I think where it goes from here, this is a very dangerous time for Elon Musk, and I hope that he is marshaling his defenses, marshaling his legal defenses.
He's got some smart guys, including
he's surrounded himself by very smart people. But I think that keep in mind that SpaceX, that's all government contracts. He's got to be very careful with that. Tesla, of course, we know there's a lot of ties with that. The infrastructure deals, they are going to look at Tesla from an SEC perspective. They are going to go over everything with a fine-tooth comb against this guy because what he's doing might even be more significant in the long term than winning any one-term election. Why? Because he's giving this the ability to fight.
You go through. I think it's more serious than just the cancellation of government contracts. They're going to put him through hell. If he thinks that he's been through tough times before, he doesn't understand. They're going to do a proctology exam on him for his entire personal life, financial life, all of his companies. You saw the Twitter. all the Twitter team is in full meltdown. The staff.
They just announced. So Politico's got the story up now that Vijaya, who is the trust and safety vice president over at Twitter, actually broke down in tears during one of the meetings that was being held, talking about Elon, saying that we've been through so much in the past 2 years. Yes, so much. The censoring of the Hunter Biden hard drive story and the banning of a sitting president of the United States.
Commander-in-Chief.
The commander-in-chief.
When
Not
he,
former, current.
When he was commander-in-chief.
Banning him from the platform in full knowledge of what they were doing. And keep in mind, Steve, Elon Musk just bought all the documents surrounding the banning of President Trump. Sounds like something that we might get some testimony on for one of these House special investigations. I'm just saying.
Why would he buy something? We only get about a minute here. Why would he buy something and understand that if you open up the algorithms, you're opening yourself up for massive potential lawsuits, including class action suits?
I think he's committed. I think he's actually committed to free speech that much, and he realizes how powerful this can be.
Here's the problem, though. He's only putting up about 25% of the money. 75% of the money is coming from Morgan Stanley.
Right.
Morgan Stanley and others. There's high net worth individuals. They're going to take this private. All that means you just don't come under the scrutiny of the SEC for a publicly traded company. Everything else, you're liable for everything else, including everything dealing with the lawsuits that could come up for what Twitter did. Is that not correct?
Well, that is, but that's going to be on the company, not him.
Yeah, but he's going to. I mean, my point is, he owns yes, it's on the company, but he's buying it for $54 billion. When these, here's my theory.
Here's what I want. When
the lawsuits hit, it's not going to be worth $54 billion.
It's going to be like when in Poland, after they got the communists out, and even in East Germany, when the Stasi got out, you were allowed to go get your own file, right? That's what he should set up. And if he wants to get his money back, he can charge a fee. He can charge $5.
Okay.
So Jack Posobiec on the War Room with Steve Bannon, who was trying to discredit Steve Bannon the other day. What a joke. Hold on a sec. Let me get it. Here we go. Had to run and take care of a few things, but this is the new media, my friends. People like Posobiec, people like Bannon, carrying on the tradition of Breitbart. Grateful for these people, these patriots, and keep. What was it the other day that they compared Steve Bannon to Putin, and that just, that doesn't fly. Although I think, we're all going to be surprised by Putin and who he really is. Don't choke, Dave. Yeah, I know. I just had a little snack. So that's that, my friends. Todd, Cindy, I'd love for you guys to call in. I was talking earlier about Russia moving to the gold standard. Here you have it, working on linking the price of the ruble to bullion. We've already seen other reports of this and other commodities. Security Council says Russian experts are working on a project to create a two-loop monetary and financial system in the country. Secretary of the Security Council, Patrushev, said on Tuesday in an interview with Gazeta, he explained that the project involves the provision of the Russian currency with both gold and a range of goods representing a currency value. Bottom line here is, my friends, that they are linking it to asset-backed. They're creating the currency to be stronger because of the assets that back the actual currency. So they're getting away from this fiat currency, which is not serving anybody except the people that are printing that fiat currency, right? Yeah. We are not against a market economy, but the West allows other countries to be its partner only when it is beneficial for it, Patricia stressed, noting that Russia's development should be based on its internal potential, right? Okay. Check your encoder settings. Keyframe interval. Something's going on. Recommended 2. 1.0 keyframe interval. Interesting. Everything coming through okay, friends? It's telling me my encoder is not good. Okay. So let me know if I'm not coming through. All right, my friends. Let me see. It may be, let me see, too early for Todd. So if so, we're going to keep rolling until they come in. But I want to make sure that I'm coming through. 5-5. Thank you, Farah. Good to see you. William, thank you. Moonbeam, 5-5. Awesome, Mary. Appreciate it. Folks, we are 1,578 beautiful humans in the theater tonight. And I want to qualify that quantify. I would rather have 1,578 of you than 15,078 live of any other platform. Because there's a loyalty with you, there's an understanding with you, there's a challenging with you, we are like-minded because we are using our minds and we are challenging everything, including what I say here. And we are teaching ourselves to challenge. Nat, hello from Melbourne. How are you? Good to see you. Patricia, good to see you all. And there they are. They're coming in. So we have a very, very great audience. And by the way, 20,000 people will see this by tomorrow. Hello, my friends. What's happening?
Hello. How are you?
Good, good. What's going on?
Just a busy day. Homeschooling and baseball for the boys with Todd and all that fun stuff.
How'd we do tonight in the games?
5-0 win.
Yay.
Did you pitch?
No, I actually with my knee.
Oh yeah, man. How's your knee doing?
It's a lot better. It's getting better. It's not perfect, but it's on ice right now. I had to walk a lot tonight.
Happy birthday to our producer, Christine Nance Taylor.
Yep, absolutely.
And to everybody else that has birthdays. Boy, there was a lot of them that I missed.
Yeah, there were a few. I hope I caught them all.
Yeah, happy birthday, Christy.
Yeah, and all she asked for were prayers for her mom, so that was pretty cool.
Done.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Speaking of prayers.
Yeah.
President Grace's grandma needs some tonight. She asked that I ask real quick about that, if that's possible. Kat? She knows what wonderful, Kat.
Okay.
She knows what wonderful prayer warriors we got going on here.
Great.
She had to have a second hip surgery, and she's still 3 months down in Tennessee, trying to get back to Maryland. So anyway, pain's been pretty bad, and she's trying to get healed enough to fly back next week on Tuesday. So she's really hoping that the prayer warriors can kick it in for her. And
great.
God is good. God is great. She knows that by her granddaughter. So
awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. So we, I just have to reiterate, I honestly can't imagine the passing of my father to go any better. And I just was feeling this bubble of prayer nonstop, and certainly during the times when it was really towards the end there. And it's amazing. I really, I think the prayer is just absolutely incredible. And I think that, whatever your religious belief or whatever your God is that you pray to, I don't want to get into, the differences because the differences divide us. But, and I feel that that connection with your creator is very personal. So I don't want to impose my beliefs or my connection with my creator on anybody else. But I will say this, and that is that even if you're just putting that intention out there for the goodness of our fellow man and woman, and asking the creator to look out for others other than ourselves is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. Yes,
I
Pat,
agree. There's definitely a higher source, and positive intentions do wonderful things for others as well as yourself. I know last week I had asked for positive vibes, prayers, everything, you name it. Was having a kind of a rough day with homeschooling and other things going on, but the homeschooling. And, it's crunch time the last few weeks before summer. So anyway, I asked for prayers, and boy, I can't believe how much better that afternoon went and that evening. And I could definitely feel it. Just like you said, Dave,
beautiful.
Kind of a peace comes over you,
Yeah. Exactly. I agree. Good stuff. So Todd, have you decided to actually use the Healy and use the magnets on your
We have been.
Yeah.
Good.
We've been using quite a little arsenal of things.
Yeah, everything. I'm throwing everything at it, and it's the best. It was the best it's been today.
Awesome.
So I'm on the improve. I'm taking it easy because I don't want another setback.
Good. Yeah, exactly. You want to make sure
that you don't.
Do we
have a bot going on, Dave?
Thank you, my dear. All right. Thank you. Love
Dave.
You. Hey, napkin, please. Yeah, I think we do. I was just looking at that. Thank you for that. First of all, we got to look. We got to look at the timestamp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull up the chat, and then I can. Yeah, approaching 2 hours. Somebody said, and here come the bots. Let me see. Here we go. 2026 and 2622. That's all coming on YouTube, by the way. Which pisses me off.
I can see it on eCam. It says webcams chat XYZ hot girls and boys video chat.
Yeah.
Horrible.
And I think it's thank you, my dear. Okay, I think I got that one. Let me make sure. Let me get another one. Okay. Yeah, okay, I got it. So, what do you want to talk about tonight, Tesla?
Oh, I was gonna look back on. If you just want to go to my Facebook, it's a real easy Dan Scavino that was from yesterday.
Great.
Super nice, super easy, in and out quick. But man, you talk about powerful. If this doesn't, it's one of those things, Dave, where the symbolism is so easy to read and so easy to decode. Now we're just waiting for some meat and potatoes to hit the plate.
Yep. All right. Is this it here?
It should be
starts with President Trump.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, if you just want to read it, it's very simple, and then we can go to Dan and validate it. I've got the pictures there on it, but and
do you want to read it, or do you not have it in front of you?
I don't have it in front of me.
Okay.
I'm already to the next Scavino that actually confirms this one.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll read it. President Trump meets and thanks a 100-year-old veteran of World War II at Mar-a-Lago, 4/11/22. Dan Scavino, which is really interesting. 4/11/22 is basically 22/11/22 or 11/11/11/11/11. Dan Scavino tweets the picture on 4/15/22. Dan then retweets the same picture on 4/26/22. Let's look further into this message. Let's start with simple 4/11 date. If you follow a certain letter of the alphabet, you'll know the importance of 11/4 in the drops, and you could simply accept that this may be a communication. But let's go a little further. Let's find the deltas between the tweets. The event took place on 4/11. Originally tweeted 4/15 and retweeted 4/26. Look at the differences between the dates. 4 and 11. Coincidence? Look at the differences between the dates. I'm sorry. Look, also, if you do the timestamp differential, it is 25, 5 by 5. Understand, not only is a message sent, it's confirmed by the deltas and further confirmed by the difference between timestamps. Let's see if John Podesta hits the news soon. Who was I just talking about today? Because Durham is calling him out.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, I caught part of that when I came in. I was like, oh my God, he just mentioned Podesta.
Yep.
That's the target.
That's awesome.
And then, Dave, if you want to further confirm, you can go to drop 34 on that. You see, well, do you see on my Facebook?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up so we can read it a little bit easier here. Hold on.
Well, if you pull it up in now time, it's going to change the time that you should have read it, which changes the decode. If you see it, can you pull it up on the Facebook and blow it up?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, let me do that. So it's on the Facebook right now.
Okay, so if you'll notice down the bottom where I circled in yellow.
Yes.
It'll say 4, 5, 3, 3.
Yes.
Which is 4 years, 5 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days ago.
Yeah.
4/11.
Wow. Nice.
It's even in the it took, that is how detailed it is. It's 4/11. It's 11/4. So
wow.
When you look and read, you can punch in 11/4 into the into your search bar for the drops.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll give you 2 drops.
I think it's, what is it?
34.
34 and
4587.
4587 right here. There we go. Q Clarence Patriot. You want me to read this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Q Clarence Patriot's a great one. Do you have Q Clarence in front of you?
Yeah, I've got it.
Would you read that, please?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, this is November 1st, 2017. It's Q Clarence Patriot. It says, my fellow Americans, over the course of the next several days, you will undoubtedly realize that we are taking back our great country, the land of the free, from the evil tyrants that wish to do us harm and destroy the last remaining refuge of shining light. On POTUS's order, we have initiated certain fail-safes that shall safeguard the public from primary fallout, which is slated to occur 11/3 upon the arrest announcement of Mr. Podesta, actionable 11/4. Confirmation to the public of what is occurring will then be revealed and will not be openly accepted. Public riots are being organized in serious numbers in an effort to prevent the arrest and capture of more senior public officials. On POTUS's order, a state of temporary military control will be actioned and special ops carried out. False leaks have been made to retain several within the confines of the United States to prevent extradition and special operator necessity. Rest assured, the safety and well-being of every man, woman, and child of this country is being exhausted in full. However, the atmosphere within the country will unfortunately be divided, as so many have fallen for the corrupt and evil narrative that has long been broadcast. We will be initiating the Emergency Broadcast System, EMS, during this time in an effort to provide a direct message avoiding the fake news to all citizens. Organizations and or people that wish to do us harm during this time will be met with swift fury. Certain laws have been pre-lifted to provide our great military the necessary authority to handle and conduct these operations at home and abroad.
That's amazing. I love this. I never get tired of hearing Q Clearance Patriot because it's a confirmation of what we already know and how that's going to be revealed to the public. Very powerful.
And then more powerful to that, Dave, is that it was 4 years, 5 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days from the time that it was actually posted, which is 4/11, which is 11/4 mirrored.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that was yesterday, and now
Yep.
Podesta's coming up.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, and there were so many confirms. I mean, and then you look at today's, Dave. There's his Dan Scavino posted 21 hours ago.
Uh-huh.
And here's the thing.
Do you want me to go to Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing, Dave. What is the other reason that you could think of that President Trump or Dan Scavino would want this picture posted so many times and talked about so many times if it weren't for the Deltas?
Right. They're
Because
definitely patriots.
He posted on 4/15. The event happened on 4/11, and it was retweeted. He retweeted himself from Mar-a-Lago on 4/26. Now, why would you do that?
Right.
To me, it's all about the comms. And if you want to know why I think that, Dan Scavino Jr. is the White House Deputy Chief of Staff and Director of Social Media. So he's all about the comms.
Yep. Absolutely. He is the calm man. Are we playing this video?
Actually, it's a GIF with the flag 21 hours ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, my bad. I thought, we did this. He had this up, the same one on April 25th that we did. So I thought he pinned it. But no, it's the same one, it looks like.
It's a repeat again.
Yep. Go ahead.
Which draws attention. And if you look above, he's got the American flag, and then Dan was asked to post an eagle when something was about to happen, remember?
Supposedly the day before the tweet, the president was going to tweet. And
there's the eagle twice.
There's the eagle. Dan definitely has them next to his name. He has them next to his name on his on every one of his posts, right? But what he doesn't have, you see one here, right here, okay? But what he doesn't have is he doesn't redo it down below, which he's done here. See that?
Yep.
Right. Okay. Yeah, one of the Anons had asked Dan to post an eagle the day before President Trump is going to give the announcement that basically, kicks into Q Patriot, Q Clearance Patriot, which is right here. Right.
Yep.
Nice, man.
So this simply, if you just take the timestamp, and this is a 2:04 a.m. timestamp. It's also from Palm Beach, Florida, but it doesn't say Mar-a-Lago. It's from Palm Beach. So,
right.
But this is a 2:04.
It's first of all, it's 11:04. That's a confirmation right there. 11:04.
Well, that would be your
on my time. My time. Yeah. But that's significant. Wow.
And so that's 2:04 Eastern.
And I'll tell you why the 11:04 is so significant. What he's tweeting is the top downloads in the Apple Store, which is in Cupertino, California, which is my time zone, which is 11:04. Okay.
That'd be correct.
Yep. Okay. So 2:04 is these were okay. This is interesting. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. Let me go to Q. 2:04. All right, take it away, my friend.
All right, Dave. Okay, 2:04. Now look at the date. 11/22.
Wow.
November 22nd is 11/4 again.
Yep.
Look at the timestamp differential between the two drops.
That is
I'm going to let you do it.
Okay. 11:32, 11:30. It's going to be 1:13, 1:14, 4:11. Holy shit.
Is that 11/4, 1:14?
Wow.
All over the place.
Dave, do you think they're trying to tell us something?
Yep.
Hello.
Those are great comms right there.
The timestamp differential is 11/4, 1:14.
Wow.
And then, so you got a simple answer there. What's up, Q? Please tell me life will be will be better. We'll get better. Growing tired and need hope. And then Q answers, we are winning bigly.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, Dave.
And by the way, what's that?
Another confirmation. You want another one?
By the way, 11:04, Todd. Remember, I said it's West Coast, but what's 2:04? It's 11:04. 11:04.
Yeah.
4:11.
Yeah.
It's
and
a double confirmation.
Check this out, Dave.
Okay.
Check. It was that this post was posted 4 years, 5 months, 4 days, and 22 hours, 24 minutes ago. Okay? 4, and then 5 plus 4 plus 2 is what?
5 plus 4, 9 is 11. 4:11. Wow.
4:11 again.
And if you add 3 and 8, mine says 23 hours, 8 minutes. That's another 11. You see where mine's saying that?
Oh, because of your different time zone.
Oh, right. But again, 11:04. Wow. Fantastic.
All over the place.
So do you think that there might be a confirmation here?
Yeah. We are winning bigly.
Pretty
Do you
simple.
remember the first time that Trump used the word bigly?
Yeah.
Do you remember
And
what it was for?
He took a beating for it.
Yeah.
I think he said we are winning bigly.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find.
Was that on 11/4?
Yeah, right.
Oh God.
Hey Dave, let's go to November 4th. Let's try that. Since that's another 11/4. We know we're being told to go there.
Yep. Are you going to? Are you talking about drop 11/4 or date 11/4?
I'm doing the date, November 04.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Okay, hold on. November 4th. Now playing Panic in D.C. FISA Gate. Guardians of the Pedophiles. Wow.
They were just talking. That guy that was the Guardian of the Galaxy got in trouble today.
Who did?
The Guardian of the Galaxy.
You talking about the director? Gunn?
The star actor.
What do you do?
Chris Pratt?
Yes. He was in the news today.
He was?
Are you serious?
I'm serious as a heart attack. He came under fire for, was it something about God?
James
related?
Gunn, 12 hours ago, James Gunn defends Chris Pratt in the face of social media chatter that he should be replaced as the star of the franchise. They defended each other. It all began over the weekend with a tweet suggesting that Marvel should replace Pratt with Patrick Wilson. Some on Twitter piled on, turning the conversation to Pratt's alleged association with a church that has supported gay conversion therapy. Gunn was not having it and retweeted in response. For what? Because of your made-up, utterly false beliefs about him? For something that someone else told you about him that's not true, Gunn tweeted. Chris Pratt would never be replaced as Star-Lord, but if he ever was, we would all be going with him. Gunn reiterated his support for Pratt in another response. I know the church he currently goes to, Gunn tweeted. Do you? The answer is you don't, but you heard from someone who heard from someone who heard from someone where he goes to church, so decided, yeah, okay, I'll believe this terrible thing I heard online about a celebrity. In 2019, Pratt denied the claim that he was a member of an anti-LGBT plus church. It has recently been suggested that I belong to a church which hates a certain group of people and is infamously anti-LGBTQ. Pratt posted on social media, nothing could be further from the truth. I go to a church that opens their doors to absolutely everyone. Pratt supported Gunn in 2018 after the director was fired from the Guardians franchise after a number of controversial tweets from his past resurfaced. Gunn was later reinstated. Well, Gunn, the reason why he was taken off was because of pedophile tweets that he made. You know, pedo tweets, like really inappropriate tweets.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. So that's the story.
But how that the timing.
Yeah. And then we get this, we're being sent to November 4th, 11/4, Guardians of the Pedophiles. And he was a guardian of the pedophile because James Gunn is reportedly a pedo. And in his own words, he sounds like he's a pedo. And then he was a guardian of him. And now James Gunn is a guardian of Chris Pratt.
Wow.
Also FISA-gate, which we were just reading about tonight, which is huge news because of what John Durham has released accidentally, the communications in their own words. Again, nobody accused James Gunn of being a pedo because of what somebody said about him. They did it because of the things that he tweeted.
Yeah, he did it to himself.
Yeah. He was the one. Let me see.
Dave, what are the odds that Guardians of the Pedophiles hits the same time Guardians of the Galaxy is in the news?
Yeah. So let me, James Gunn. Let me, he says, I like it when little boys touch me in my silly place. Shh. I mean, this is in his own words. Let's just pull up his own words and see if we're overreacting. Photo shoot with these people. I don't know them. Melissa Pizza, trying to maintain a semi-chub so that I'll look impressive in these photos. Those must have been young people. The Hardy Boys and mystery of what it feels like when Uncle Bernie fists me. The Expendables was so manly, I fucked the shit out of the little pussy boy next to me. The boys are back in town. Oh my God.
Disgusting.
I'm not even going to read these, my friends, but you can do a screenshot and find out for yourself. I'm going to.
And Dave,
yeah.
The Guardians of the Pedophiles has Chris Pratt up at the top left as the star.
Yeah. Wow.
Very sad.
And then if you look at the Panic in DC, they never thought she would lose. Q. That has been repeated a lot lately. That's in a lot of comms.
And which Dave, which one was that, pal?
In the if you're looking at the now playing marquee.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm blowing it up now. I'm blowing it up.
Yeah, blow it up for the Sneds. Now, also look at 4, 5, 6. What does that add up to? What is that 411 again?
Yep, sure is.
So
fabulous.
James Gunn and Chris Pratt are in the news about the Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Guardians of the Pedophiles is 4. Panic in DC, which we're seeing about Twitter, about everything. They're panicking about everything, about the border. They're panicking about inflation. They're panicking about Russia. They're panicking that they're going to be exposed here for trying to railroad Trump.
Wow. If I didn't know any better, I'd say we were winning bigly.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And if you did in that 204, where he said, the guy was saying he's kind of losing hope. He needed something positive.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are right now. Like, this is not easy because we know what we know.
Yes.
And everything's coming out so slowly to everybody else that we're like, we told you about this 3 years ago.
Yep. Why was James Gunn reinstated? I mean, I know why, because, it's
Oh, probably free speech, and he was just kidding around, Dave.
Yeah.
Just a sick sense of humor.
Uh-huh. There he was.
But Dave,
Disney reinstate. Here it is. Disney reinstates James Gunn for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Well, it's Disney. That's why.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. Yep. Because he made light of pedophilia and rape.
Yeah, you can do that if you work for Disney.
Yep. Wow.
Dave, these comms are fantastic. You don't have to stretch any of this.
No.
Future proves past. This was, this picture, this marquee, this 456 marquee, this 411 posted on 11/4. This was, this was from 2018. That's 4 years ago, almost.
Yeah. And what's happening with the elections, which is the next one on 11/4 of the panic in D.C. because we've seen the video and the indisputable truth of the tampering of the election.
And look at the consecutive blue numbers too, Dave. This is a huge dive. I didn't
406 and 405, which is 411.
Yeah. Well, then you go 404, 403, 402, all the way down to 390.
Eyes on Patriots end. Together we are strong. Together we win. Eyes on VIP Patriots. The world is watching. And by the way, these are all Twitter accounts that are suspended.
Yeah. And what's in the news?
Yeah. And some of them are being reinstated. But here's the thing. Maybe the psyop is that Musk is reinstating Twitter accounts, but so far, the Q Patriots have not been reinstated. Have you guys been reinstated?
No. I haven't looked.
No, I tried today, actually.
Okay.
It's not going to happen overnight.
I may or may not be on there as an alias, but I'm not admitting anything.
Yeah. Eyes on 5-5, eyes on VIP Patriots on the move. Eyes are everywhere. So these are all, and it goes all down, all the way down to 391.
390.
No, 390. And then wow.
392.
Power belongs with the people.
406.
Wow. And how many articles has the Washington Post released attacking the Q movement? Why was the Washington Post dedicated to attacking this movement? Why Washington Post owned by Amazon, ABC's and Amazon? If we aren't a threat or real or simply just a conspiracy theory, why the constant heavy attacks? And let's see. Tim Pool, of Timcast, said basically ran an ad in Times Square.
Yeah.
And let me see. Tim Pool and the CEO of the Daily Wire took out a giant billboard in Times Square today in an attempt to discredit my reporting on libs of TikTok. Libs of TikTok. it didn't discredit. It just shone light on it. Because libs of TikTok absolutely doxed the Washington Post and I'm forgetting her name right now. It'll come to me, but doxed the owner of libs of TikTok. I'm just trying to find the Timcast Times Square billboard. Let's see. Taylor Lorenz doxed libs of TikTok. That's a fact. She tried to say that didn't happen, but it says, hey, WAPO, democracy dies in darkness. That's why we're shining a light on you. Democracy dies in darkness. That's why we're shining a light on you. Taylor Lorenz doxed at libs of TikTok at Timcast. Great job, Tim. Fantastic work on that. And so that is in the drop, right? Washington Post is in the news. News unlocks the map, and the 11.4 is unlocking quite a bit of map. And then, so what do you say we go down the road, 390 and all that? I think you're way ahead of me, aren't you?
Well, I'm still reading down because there's so many other November 4ths. Trying to find where we can get to. I mean, all of these are amazing. There's just so much here because you go all the way down to post 70.
What do you mean 70 on 11.4?
That's in the November 4th Delta. 70, 71, 72, 73, 74.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me get out of the way here.
But one of those, Dave, that 2403, which is, it says, be the difference vote on the American flag.
Yeah.
That takes us back to the original post that got us here. The American flag.
The American flag. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good call. Yeah.
And Dave, that was, if you take 2018 and it was at 103, there's your 11.4 again.
Oh my God, stop it.
Wow.
We have 11.4 bigly.
Wow. 11.4. 411. Wow. 2, 3, 8. That's 11. There's 4. 411. There's 11, 411. And then 4. 1 plus 3 is 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's 11 and then 1 plus 103,
Yep.
4. It works the other way too. Then you got another 11 there. It's just it can't.
There are no coincidences.
You can't do this.
No. Hey, Dan, would you mind tweeting so that just let us know that we're on the right track? Could you tweet?
Come on, Dan. Let us know.
We'd really appreciate it. Not that you haven't let us know enough already.
He's probably looking at his phone going, what?
Yeah. Wow.
These guys are good.
No, he's probably like, you really need more help now? What are you looking at?
I know, exactly.
We just had the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Panic in DC, and FISA-gate, 4, 5, 6, 4, 11, 11, 4, dipshit. What do you need?
Yeah. And by the way, at the end of this one, we will do our job to protect the vote. Will you do yours? Will you answer the call? Where we go one, we go all. Wow. Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah, that's a big drop.
That's awesome, man.
Your country needs you. Your vote matters. We the people. The time is now. Patriots fight. Now, I hope we don't have to go all the way to November.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Please.
Yeah. And then it takes us down to 114, which is November 5th. I don't know why that popped up. Oh, because of 11-4, 411. U.S. military equals savior of mankind. We will never forget. Fantasyland, God save us all. And then 74, which is 11. Q equals Alice. You'll soon understand the meaning behind Alice and Wonderland. Everything has meaning. God bless. 73. What was POTUS's last tweet prior to who was it addressed? When was POTUS's Twitter taken down? Why is this relevant? It was 1-8, I believe. Right? 1-8 20, right?
yeah, it isn't that funny that 2017 Q was calling it out.
Yeah. Wow. Has this ever happened before? And here we are, look at it, Twitter. Why now coincidence? How many times did the attack occur? Secondary cleanup. So twice the attack occurred. What is the purpose of tracking? What is the purpose of disruption? Why did POTUS have military guards uniform while in Hawaii? Why is this relevant? Do military guards uniform because you couldn't trust the Secret Service? Why is this relevant? What flying object was recently shot down? Why is this relevant? How precise is tracking non-public Sea Level Pro? Why is this relevant? Alice and Wonderland. And by the way, one of the things that Elon Musk now has control over is how Twitter is able to track your exact location based on your tweet, whenever you tweet. Talk about a violation of your privacy. They can tell if you're in the bathroom. They can tell if you're at home or at work or on your way to work or where you're at a stoplight. That's really why Trump had to get off Twitter, because they knew where he was in the assassination attempts. That's what Q told us. 72. Wait. Go back to the post about the families that run everything and Trump taking one out. That's the House of Saud was one of them, the Saudi family. Seriously, because that makes this a happening. I remember the phrasing not making sense. I was like, oh, does he mean that DT took out the Clintons? But the Clintons were on the list as remaining, so I don't know who was taken out. Very smart, Anon. Disinformation is real. Distractions are necessary. SA is a primary, US is secondary, then Asia, EU, ... Alice and Wonderland, which just keep coming up. And he just got done saying Q equals Alice. And you'll understand why it's, and 71 says follow Huma. Connector to HRC, Saudi Arabia, Clinton Foundation, Muslim Brotherhood, Awan. This is a big one. Wow.
And Huma still hasn't tweeted since 11/7/22.
Wow. 11/7/22.
Which
like
is
4/11, you mean? 11/4?
No, it wasn't 4. It didn't make it.
Wow. It brings up Saudi Arabia, martial law declared. This was the one side of the triangle. Clinton Foundation, which we were just talking about with Durham. Pelosi Foundation. How many, what other bad actors have been paid by Saudi Arabia, bribed, not just Democrats? Bush family. Who is good? Wow. National Guard, have faith. What forces actively are deployed in Saudi Arabia? National Guard, have faith. The crumbs in time will equate to the biggest drops ever disclosed in our history. Remember, disinformation is real. God bless Alice in Wonderland, The Great Awakening. Wow, powerful, man.
It's awesome.
Great dive, brother.
Yeah, it just keeps connecting, doesn't it?
Yeah. Unbelievable. All the way up to 406. 393. Let me just see what the bottom four bring us. 393. Thank you for your service, board owner, mods, and other patriots. Right. By the way, welcome to moderator on Snedhead's The Indoctrination fan page, Pam Hilton. Welcome, Pam. Thanks for your efforts over there and all the mods and all the fantastic.
I know Pam. She's awesome.
Yeah. And involved in 7K and doing some great stuff there. And Heidi Fleiss. Wow. Oh, okay. Time to dust off the Heidi Fleiss Black Book. Yeah, she was the adult version of Ghislaine Maxwell. Once commanded $1,500 a night from high-rolling celebrity clients, her high-class hookers. And her father was a prominent LA pediatrician, oversaw the birth of Madonna's firstborn child. How about Madonna these days? How's she looking?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't even, yeah.
Wow. And she later tried to raise money at the Catholic high school by auctioning off a night with her and boyfriend Tom Sizemore. Wow. Served time. Looks like a little less than a year. Charges of tax evasion and money laundering. Second cousin of Mike Fleiss. Yeah. Can't enter Canada. Same high school as Leonardo DiCaprio. Fleiss brought her young friends to work for her, and the business grew from $50,000 a month to grossing $300,000 per month. And in her black book was Chuck Schumer.
Yeah.
Hollywood madam, CIA asset, occult practitioner. Wow, are we going to get to the black book and the phone records that never got revealed, the missing children? Seriously, where are the children? 3,000 plus saved by the raids in Saudi Arabia alone. Worldwide lanes shut down, bottom to top, Haiti, Red Cross, classified high priority. Remember, we only see 20% of what's going on. Soros fund manager rape beat Playboy models, $27 million lawsuit alleges. Wow. I'm going to rape you like I raped my daughter, Ruben, a former Bear Stearns trader, yelled out during one of his attacks.
Gross.
Yeah.
It's not like they hit it.
He rented out $8 million penthouse in Manhattan and paid women $2,000 to $5,000 for brutal sex sessions in a side room with ropes, change, and sex toys. These people are sick. John Ballesteri, the lawyer who filed the suit, said Rubin gagged, tied up, and abused women in the penthouse and punched one woman in the head.
Which Rubin is this, Dave?
This is Howie Rubin, he was a portfolio manager on Wall Street.
Wow.
And this is him. And he was ordered to pay $3.85 million to women who alleged abuse. And that's him.
Oh, so you just pay for it?
Yeah.
Just civil suit your way out of it, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
And probably, that just paying that probably stopped his behavior, right?
Right, exactly. He's a father of 3. He was found not liable for all the other claims in the civil case, including assault, battery, false imprisonment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. His assistant was found not liable for sex trafficking. The women who had been seeking $3 million each all took the stand against Rubin in the trial, testifying that while they willingly traveled to New York for the encounters and were paid as much as $5,000 per visit, the meetings sometimes got more violent than they expected.
Yeah, I remember the story.
Justice was done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah.
just like the OJ trial.
Yeah, he's trying to keep his private life private, is what he said. Yeah, and he manages money for Soros. And he's from Harvard, by the way.
Oh, Puma.
He enjoys Texas Hold'em poker. Hold'em poker? Are you serious? That's a com.
Yep.
He worked for Soros Fund Management from 2008 to 2015. 7 years. Wow, what a sick. Wow. Twitter rants can be harmful. Lesson learned. How about Sierra C? How about $22 Singapore? When does a bird sing? Goodbye, C.
Singapore? Singapore is that? Oh.
When does a bird sing? That was, we're here because of we're following the numbers in blue. And look at the Twitter connections. Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt with all the Twitter connections.
Yeah.
And then when you go into Q, you can never get a Twitter link to work because all of the VIP patriots have been knocked off.
Yep.
But there's another thing, Dave, that I wanted you to look at when you said the name Rubin.
Yeah.
That led me to a post on Breaking 911 on their Twitter.
Okay.
And I wanted to draw your attention to it if you hadn't already talked about it. But this is exactly what I was doing to find out who the bots were and who was really lying about how many followers they had and how many, replies and tweets. If you go back 8 hours ago on Breaking 911 and you scroll down, you'll see a post that has 5 popcorns on it, and it's a Dave Rubin post from the Rubin Report. And just I'm not indicting Rubin because of just the last name jogged my memory, but look at this.
How long ago?
It was 8 hours ago on Breaking 911.
And I'm looking for
Dave Rubin. It's a white box, and it's got 5 popcorns at the top. And the popcorn is all Q related.
and it's breaking 9/11.
Yeah, 1-1. You have to make sure it's a 1-1 and not a 1L
yeah.
because
Yeah,
they'll try to slip
I've got
the
that
L
down. But I'm not seeing the popcorn.
Yeah, it was 8 hours ago.
6 hours, 7 hours, 7 hours, 7 hours.
It's a white box, and it says Dave Rubin from the Rubin Report, and it it's him talking to Elon Musk, and
I
Musk
got it.
You got it?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I can't see it now, but this is important. Dave Rubin from the Rubin Report verified says, "Hey, at Elon Musk, as long as you're digging, check into how at New York Times, at Forbes, etc., bought their Twitter followers to fake influence. New York Times has 53 million quote followers and rarely gets 50 retweets. I could post a banana emoji and send a pic of 80s sitcom star and get more. See next tweet." And then he gets, if you look at just that post alone, he had 3,606 retweets.
Yep.
So then you go down to Elon. Elon responds, replying to Rubin Report, "Yeah, I noticed that too. Pretty weird." Okay. This is the stuff that I've been pointing out for the last year about the Twitterverse being a complete nonsensical platform. The bots have overtaken this, the algorithms have overtaken this, and what they're doing is the very few voices on this, the liberal voices, have taken over to make it sound like we're getting crowded out by all these crazy liberals.
Yep, exactly. And to make us question ourselves.
They don't exist. And this is all going to be, when does a bird sing? Well, tweet, tweet, tweet. We're all going to be singing when we're back on Twitter.
Yep.
I think it's important that people realize, I tried to do it. I didn't want to, do it every night and bore people with it, but I've done it. If you look at anybody on the, so-called, conservative side, if you look at Scavino, when Trump had his account, the first 30 replies were all brutal, right at the top of the list.
And it made
the nastiest posts, and they were always like the first 30 to 50 posts were all just like covering the Twitterverse with shit.
Hey, here's something that
and they weren't real.
Here's something I don't know if we've covered, if you will. Kim Martin says birds sing when uncovered. Like, in other words, he's uncovering all this, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they sing after a storm too. That's what I was thinking. That's when light and when dark becomes light too in the morning. Dark to light. I always thought, when the sun starts coming up, that's when you hear if like I used to deer hunt all the time, and I would go into my tree stand under the cover of darkness, and everything was quiet in the woods, absolutely quiet. And then once a few rays of the sun were popping up, you'd hear the birds chirping, and then you'd hear the squirrels bouncing around, and everything started to wake up. It was like the world was waking up. And that I just remember the birds when the first rays of sun, and then you could even, the rooster, as soon as that first beam of daylight comes up, the rooster crows.
Yep. Dark to light. Chelsea May says, anybody seen the show's Homeland? It shows exactly how they run those fake accounts.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
Yep.
I haven't seen it.
Homeland is awesome. Also very very educational on Afghanistan.
Vincent
Wow.
Kennedy is back on Twitter.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to tweet today. I got on my account and I saw some of my old stuff, but I wasn't able to tweet. I was able to like things though, which is good. But it's going to take a while before they did lock down the algorithm though, like you said. So that shouldn't. I think the evidence is going to be overwhelming of what happened when it all comes out.
Mm-hmm.
It's in shadow banning. I mean, that's just, that was the easiest thing in the world to figure out. We were getting shadow banned early.
Oh yeah.
Remember when you had your followers and then the next day you had 1,000 people disappear?
Yep.
That's shadow banning.
Yep. A friend of mine lost 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Yep.
Oh, and the other thing that I wanted to do, and I haven't done it yet, but I want to put together a bunch of photos about all of the people who have recently tested positive for COVID. If you look under that Dave Rubin on Breaking 911.
Yeah.
The next one down says, just in, Congresswoman Maxine Waters says she has tested positive for COVID.
Yep.
And then, quote, I am grateful to be fully vaccinated and to have received 2 booster shots. That has been repeated and repeated and repeated verbatim by at least 20 government officials that are trying to push the jab.
Yep, and it's the exact same verbiage, and I had actually gone there right before you mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
I had just gone there when you said just down below Dave Rubin. And how interesting that we're on Rubin.
Kamala Harris, she said the exact same thing. You go to what was it, Hillary?
Mm-hmm.
She said the exact same thing.
Yep.
I mean, it's all over the place, and I think that's a calm to us, about them either cooperating or being under control, white hat control. You know what we're saying? List we were talking about. Because Dave, why are they still testing these people if they don't have any symptoms?
Well, some jobs you have to get tested every week or 3 times a week. They still do that. I don't know what they're doing in Congress, but it doesn't make any sense to continue this ridiculous testing.
It's stupid. Hey, I feel great. I'm going to go get tested. Okay. That was one of the biggest lies ever. This asymptomatic illness.
It's amazing.
Because you're not sick if you don't have symptoms.
Yep.
What idiot would ever say, hey, test me. I feel great, but I need to get tested to see if I've got anything.
Yeah.
Is that what it's going to be like in the future?
Yeah, there used to be a word for that. People that got tested, hypochondriacs, right?
Yeah, and you were put on a medication for that.
Yeah. Yeah, unbelievable.
So, brother, I think that's about all I got.
Well, that's pretty fantastic, man. Great, great dive on that 411. Great find on that. Really fantastic.
The 11.4 is popping up everywhere. It's just so confirmed. I can't tell you enough how exciting it is to have that and to see what's happening.
Yeah.
I think we're winning bigly.
So bring it.
And here's, by the way, Howard Rubin with the Black Eye Club. That's I forget what that connection was. I forget, but it's something has something to do with like an initiation.
Yeah, even Bush had it.
Yeah, all the elite,
they all did. Yeah.
All the elite are having it.
I
wow.
Think the Queen even. Yeah.
Hey, before you go, let me just pull up Vincent Kennedy real quick.
Oh yeah.
VK.
I miss VK. I'm gonna have to start getting back on that. I hope E the Friend comes back. I hope.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I am. I just started following the Punisher on Truth Social just tonight.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, I found him.
What's he listed as?
The Punisher.
Elon Musk said, next I'm buying Coca-Cola to put the cocaine back in.
Yeah.
And he's buying McDonald's to fix the ice cream machine.
The ice cream machines, yeah. No. Elon Musk says some sci-fi that actually features sci-fi would be great. Oh my God. This is great stuff, man.
Bring Donald Trump back on.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's brilliant. All right, so our work has gotten more difficult with these people coming back on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
As if we weren't working hard enough.
Absolutely.
Wow. Good stuff, man.
11.4, brother. That's where it's at. I'm loving it.
Wow. And the closer we get to this, the more serious we got to get about getting off fiat currency.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, you know, with what Russia's doing, that's significant. That's huge.
Yeah, it's actually the ruble hit a 2-year high because they're trying to get paid in it, and they either Europe's going to have to comply, or they get no gas.
Right. They have to use the ruble, and the more in demand the ruble is, the more it's going to increase in value.
Yep. Yeah, and the fiat dollar is fiating its way up, but that's, like Voltaire says, fiat currency is always returned to its mean value, which is zero.
Dude, how about you pulling some Voltaire out of your butt?
I listened to a smart guy named Mark Z, the original Mark Z. And he's quoted that a couple times, and I said, I'm pulling that out sometimes, so it's in my quiver.
Nice.
I'll give him credit for bringing it to my attention, but I thought, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, Dave, it has done that. There's been other fiat currencies.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's huge. We got to get ready. We got to get ready. Fill the holes in your survival, your bug out bags. You know, everybody was talking about how Les Burke says 4/11 is my mom's birthday. She's watching on Facebook right now. Les Burke's mom, awesome. Hello, good to see you. And
4/11 is one of my friends' birthdays too, Judy.
Very cool, very cool. And so what I was going to say is that, all this talk about the food shortages and things like that, and people are like, well, I'm seeing the shelves stocked, We got to understand that we're months away from that. Most likely. People say between 4 and 6 months away from a huge, huge problem with our food supply. Right. And
to that I say, thank God I can hunt and I can fish, because I guarantee I will not run out of food where I live.
And plant a garden.
I got my garden planted yesterday. My brother and I, made a significant garden.
Very cool.
And so I planted it day before yesterday, and then yesterday I checked and there was nothing up, and I was very disappointed.
Mushrooms.
Yep.
I asked my brother, I said, I planted this yesterday. Where are all the plants? He looked at me like, what? Like the Gilligan's Island seeds, where you plant it.
Yeah.
You pour a little water on it, and then the next day it's up, and you eat the beets, and you got all kinds of energy. And
Yep.
Mrs. Hall was cleaning everything.
Gilligan was picking up, tree trunks.
Yeah, he had the strength.
Because he had the spinach.
And then who was that had the carrots? I think that could see the ships all on the. They were like, "There's a ship."
Marianne, she saw the ships.
Boy, were we programmed early or what?
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. It's amazing. I just on that subject, real quick, I went to Dan's April 26th, and it's 11:10. I went to the wrong drop, but one of them, let me go. It was 1:38 was the length of the video, and it brings up the banks, exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
And then one of them was 11:10. RR Problems, Rod Rosenstein, but also drop the zero in 111. What have you heard about Huma? Important context. The Harvard University Muslim Association. And look where Rubin was from, Harvard.
Yep.
Obama, funds frozen, Saudi Arabia again, Las Vegas, Twitter, Las Vegas, recent events.
Yep.
Al-Walid, Fantasyland, they never thought she would lose, which we went back to again with his next tweet with the movie poster.
That was in the marquee too, above Panic in DC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We went going back to that movie poster.
Yep.
Good night, Barack Obama.
That connection with James Gunn and Chris Pratt,
dude, that's huge. That's huge.
That's amazing.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna wrap things up here pretty quickly because I want this shareable because it's that was so huge what you brought tonight, brother. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Really, really great stuff, man.
Great, babe.
Glad I could help.
Yep. Great job, Tesla.
Smart guy.
Thanks, brother. Thanks, Sneds. Love you guys.
You're welcome.
Love y'all. Thanks for the prayers for Kat Hudson too.
Yep.
President Gross's grandma.
And Christy's mom, Nelda.
Christy's mom, yeah.
And Christy's birthday.
We're winning bigly. Remember that. It's just not. It's hard to see, but we are. Just stay with it.
Stay the course.
All right, love you guys. Good night.
Love you.
Love you. Good night.
All right, my friends, Todd Gedeminski, Cindy Johnson in the house, and Tesla just bringing it as always. Just fabulous drop. It's, guys, when Todd comes on and does a drop like that, doesn't it just warm your heart? Doesn't it just give you hope? like real hope, not like, oh, we got some intel for you tonight. We're going to be dropping some intel. No outside comms. No outside comms. No outside comms. So what did Todd and I do? We go inside. We let the news unlock the map, right? By the way, the map, news unlocks the map, the minor attracted persons as well, which were brought up this evening. Yeah, Mary, we'll check out Elon's tweets. We did a couple already, which were phenomenal. Yeah, my friends, this is huge stuff. It's absolutely amazing. Let me see if I can.
Are you Batman?
Can't do that. Can't do the audio on. I was looking at Dan's tweet. Guys, check out Dan Scavino's tweet. I can't play it because of copyright infringement. That we'll get hit. We'll get struck down. But let's check out at Elon and see what he's up to. But this is huge. Elon's tweets. This was 2 hours ago. Let me pull this up and blow it up. This is the, they called it the Dragon boosters. I got to tell you, folks, that looks fake as shit. Video of dragons, Draco thrusters moving the spacecraft closer to the space station. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, check out his tweets. Let's make Twitter maximum fun. I'm putting the cocaine back in. Hey guys, let's have some fun with it. All right. Let's definitely have some fun with what's going on with Elon. But also, again, with a grain of salt. Anybody with this kind of power, with a grain of salt, to, make sure that we're challenging everything that's coming across here. Yeah. By the way, I went in, this popped up. I went in on that bot that we had in the chat here. I went in that and went on the timestamp of that bot. 2556 was one of them. December 5th, 2018, 32727, which is 399. The blue checkmark fake news Twitter personalities are out in full force today, attempting to push another false narrative that arrests were supposed to occur today. Controlled narrative, facts matter. How much attention does Q receive from the fake news media? Why are they working so hard to try and discredit something they label as a fake conspiracy? People awake are what they fear the most. Loss of control, the great awakening, where we go one, we go all. Now, I just want to bring to your attention something here. And that is that a couple times we've had this bot that comes into the chat, right? And I'll pull this up and I'll show you as the chat comes through, right? There every once in a while a bot will show up, right? And in that bot, let me see if I can find one. I probably can't go back that far, but might be able to, because I basically canceled them out, right? But a bot will come in, and when that bot comes in, it's okay. Here, hot girls and boys video chat. Okay. So what did I do? The timestamps are missing now, but when the timestamps showed up, it was 2556 and 2026 was the secondary. So I went to 2556. So it's webcamschat.xyz, hot girls and boys video chat, right? Hot boys and girls and boys video chat. We were just talking about Panic in DC. We were talking about Guardians of the Pedophiles. And then that came up, and we go in, and what does it take us to but the blue check mark fake news Twitter personalities, and which is the news of the day, because all the blue check marks are losing their freaking minds. Okay. So take it for what it's worth. But, we have come to find that there are no coincidences when we're dealing with all this, and that we are being communicated to, and that is here's the thing: how many of us see signs every other day? Okay. And we're not paying attention to them. Duda says it comes into other streams at when key points are made. Exactly. It's happened to us multiple times, right, Duda? And but how many times are we walking along and we'll get a sign and we're not paying attention because we're busy with something, right? And the next thing you know, so we get this bot when we're dealing with this kind of stuff. We're dealing with guardians of the pedophiles here. And this guy's in the news today with the director of this. Hillary was in the news today. Panic in DC over Twitter, over the FISA gate that's being unraveled by John Durham. This is 456-411. My friends, how many coincidences before it becomes mathematically impossible? And I just want to say, like, what was that? Do you guys remember that day when it was crazy? It was we were talking about said I was told to be, I was given a sign that I would be given a sign by Archangel Michael. And I'm going to see if I can find it. And we were, and I was so busy jumping around, and I told Todd at the beginning of the show, I told him, what about that I was supposed to be getting a sign from the Archangel Michael. And I was so busy jumping around all the different stories and everything. And up on the Q drops was Archangel Michael with a sword. And Todd got cut off. This is one of those many times when we were getting messed with. And he said, yes, the sword. And he was trying to call me back to tell me, dude, the sign, you're looking for the sign. How much more clear can it be? But I wasn't paying attention because I was doing my thing with I was a one-man band. And here we have a situation where that popped up. So I just brought that up because oftentimes we're just not paying attention to signs that are being given to us. And if anything, what's happened, here it is. Check this out. This popped up. I was literally told the day before that I would get a sign involving Archangel Michael, that I was being protected before the weekend was out. And we did the show on Saturday, I think, or Friday night. And this popped up in the 109, November 5th, just one day off where we've been, by the way. And this pops up. How cool is that? Spiritual warfare. Saint Michael, the archangel, defend us in battle, be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly ask. We humbly pray, and do thou, Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, cast down to hell Satan and all his evil spirits who prowl about the world seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. And that's from an anon, and then Q says amen. Right? So let's make sure that we're paying attention to possible signs that are being given to us. Yeah. Good stuff, my friends. Let me take you, and by the way, we got a lot of stuff here. We got a lot of stuff in the show notes that I don't want to ignore. But I do want to just make sure that we understand the value of what we just did here. And 200 cases of mystery hepatitis in children worldwide. I wonder what the underlying denominator for that is. Pfizer-BioNTech ask FDA to authorize vaccine booster ages 5 to 11. Deutsche Bank forecasts major recession to begin late next year. Also, there's a Deutsche Bank. I'll tell you that in a second. But and by the way, the election issues. Erroneous code was present on Dominion election system software after being certified. Wisconsin County takes the lead in banning private funding of elections. That was Zuckerberg. Filmmaker documentary proves rampant illegal vote trafficking in 2020. Leaders of Zuckerberg's nonpartisan election fund ID'd. You literally won't believe their names. And we got to pull this up because what's his name went right to the elections. And Q said, "We're doing our part. Are you doing yours?" Right? Let's go to let's see some of these names. First of all, it's Chan Zuckerberg, his wife, who's Chinese. Okay. And I'm trying to find where these names are. Let's see. Zuck draws fire from Senate. Greatest billionaire assault on elections ever. Rigged film brings down Facebook founder. This was the trailer that President Trump showed in Delaware, Ohio, this past weekend when Biden was in Delaware, the state of Delaware. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars on the election. Rigged exposes Zuckerberg's entire plot to help Joe Biden win in 2020, and it's out right now. You can get your copy here for just $4.99. My friends, what do you say we support Citizens United productions of this showing Rigged? Let's watch it together real quick.
On the day that he was inaugurated, the Washington Post had an article on impeaching him.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States.
They had an absolute legitimate meltdown.
If you try to change a system that big, the system fights back.
The story behind the biggest election takeover in history.
We're only now being able to finally confirm exactly how this worked.
Mark Zuckerberg and his wife are donating more money to local governments ahead of the election. $100 million on top of a $300 million gift.
The most money any individual has ever spent to win a presidential campaign in the history of our country.
I actually became infuriated that someone had allowed Zuckerberg to tip the scale.
The election was bought way before Election Day.
They stole it fair and square. They changed the voting rules in the middle of the game.
A nation divided.
This was the greatest billionaire assault on election integrity we've ever seen.
A billionaire-funded plot against the president.
Do you believe that they used the COVID emergency as an excuse to pull this partisan voter turnout operation?
Am I allowed to give you a one-word answer? Yes.
It was really a partial takeover of the election system.
I don't think we have to blame China or voting machines. I think we can look straight in the eye of Mark Zuckerberg, and that's why Joe Biden won.
That's what this was. A corrupt, democratic voter turnout operation. You had them putting their own personnel in to actually run the election in places.
You had an entire Democratic Party petrified that Joe Biden was going to be outspent, outfoxed by Trump.
Rigged.
It was a rigged election. People have to find out what happened.
Directed by Jason Killian Meath, now playing rig2020.com. My friends, please go buy it. When you sign in, when you say hello, let them know you're a Snedhead. Let them know you're the Sneds, and we'll get them on the show. We'll interview these folks that made this film. Fabulous things, and it's going to expose all those who were involved in this, and that's what we've been talking about. That's why you started listening to me during COVID, is because I was telling you, this is what I said since the day one of COVID, and you remember this, is I basically said, and you guys tell me if you remember this. I'll put the chat up here. Tell me if you remember this. I basically said, this is to one, this is problem, reaction, solution, Hegelian dialectic, and this is to crash the economy. It is to force mail-in voting so that they can steal the election. And this all came from China because of the trade deal that Trump signed with China on December 15th was going to destroy their economy. And it was fair. It was the first time we had a fair trade agreement with China, and it was still tipped in their favor. And yet they could not go on. So they had to get rid of President Donald Trump. And so they released the virus so that they could do mail-in voting, extend the voting time so that they can get the ballot harvest in. They did everything they could with this money from Zuckerberg. They controlled social media. They controlled the mainstream media. They were trying to impeach him. They were trying to discredit him whenever he brought up something that was good for us, like ivermectin or HCQ or monoclonal antibodies. They would immediately discredit him, the big pharma. It was, and yet there's a dichotomy of how he responds to the jab, which was very, 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 very strange. So this was, let me see. I'm sorry, I didn't let the chat go. Yeah, this is, Rhonda, you remember, and it was all about the election. They had to get him out. And they did, but also how much of it did they allow, because they needed this to be exposed in the way it was. But look at what's been happening. Look how long it took for us to get to the point where we're looking back at the 2016 election and finding the illegality in that. Takes time, my friends. It takes time. Yeah. This is important because for reasons that you know why it's important to me. And that is a federal judge stepped in and blocked Joe Biden's radical plan to stop conservatives. Biden's radical plan is about to hit a wall. Socialist Democrats, along with Biden, have been using the violence committed by, hold on, let me find my, sorry here. Committed by a few on January 6th at the U.S. Capitol against anyone even remotely involved, even if they didn't take part in the rioting. They are using lawfare to attempt to hurt Republicans, but it's not going so well. An Arizona judge's decision to reject an attempt to keep lawmakers off the election ballot because of their alleged involvement in January 6, 2021 insurrection at the U.S. Capitol building likely presages the outcome of similar efforts in other states, according to the attorney who argued the case. In his decision, Superior Court Judge Christopher Corey ruled against plaintiffs' motions to remove Representative Paul Gosar, Republican Arizona, and Republican Ann Biggs, Republican Arizona, as well as Mark Fincham, a Republican. Said it takes congressional action, not a suit filed by a private citizen in a state court to remove an elected official from office. So they're actually trying to remove elected officials from office, but this is getting stopped in its tracks. But the problem is private citizens are still being persecuted and still being held, in a violation of their constitutional rights. This is good news. A recent related lawsuit is being brought by the FSP against Representatives Cawthorn and Green. In their complaint, the plaintiffs allege that Fincham, who's now running for the position of Secretary of State in November, participated actively in January 6th and planned his actions with Gosar and Biggs. Yeah, it's this is not going to end well for all these clowns. Biden company fully vaccinated and twice boosted Kamala has the COVID. First positive thing I've heard about her since elected. I don't wish that on anybody, but the ones who created it, honestly. Soros funded group works behind the scenes with Biden administration on policy. These are secret. This is a secret group, and backed by Soros, governing for impact. The veiled group boasts in internal memos of implementing more than 20 of its regulatory agenda items as it works to reverse Trump-era deregulations by zeroing in on education, environmental health care, housing, and labor issues. Open Society is proud to support Governing for Impact's efforts to protect American workers. Liberal dark money raises $1.6 billion to flood left-wing groups with cash, tax forms reveal. This is how they do it. And we know that. And we know who's behind it. We know how they do it. And, White House says Iran is weeks from nuclear breakout, and it's Donald Trump's fault. Meanwhile, he took the money away from them, and Biden gave it back to them. Let's see. Nolte Media, 2 Americans. The economy is awesome, you dolts. When things go bad for Democrat president, the corporate media generally circle the wagons in 2 ways. We're either told no president could solve these problems, so don't blame the Democrat, or we're told things are double plus good and we're just too stupid to see it. That's pretty much the common thread through all of this. Hey, Joe, does imported oil pollute less, or is it that you just get a kickback? Durham, we covered this. Adam Schiff was involved back to July 2016. McCarthy, Representative Steve King reveals McCarthy's hypocrisy. This is interesting. Kazakhstan, which is where Nur Sultan is, which is also called Astana, I believe Astana. Yeah, Kazakhstan's got some deep state money, Illuminati money, and this president steps down as the chairman's ruling party, following promise to limit a president's powers. They don't want people like this. They don't want people to be limited. Rick, why do I want to go to 3836, please? So this is the Astana Times. Yeah. They don't want less power, they want more power, and they're not going to let anybody get to that level or stay at that level. A U.S. securities regulator is going to be resigning in early May. Remember, we're supposed to watch out for the resignations. This is the SEC Inspector General, Carl Hoker, and he's been 4 decades in the government, and so we'll see more about that. Maybe he's one of the people that took a deal and is stepping down, like we've heard about. Elite Delaware Prep School officially charged with dealing in child porn. This is the Tower Hill School, and let's see, William R. Ushler, 53. And he's been charged with 5 counts of dealing in child pornography. Remember, Q said those we trust the most. Okay. This is a Deutsche Bank whistleblower found dead in Los Angeles. This was the same Deutsche Bank that just said that we have a recession looming, or a collapse looming. Let's see. Valentin Broeksmit, 45, was found about 7 a.m. Monday in 4500 block of Multnomah Street, according to the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office. An autopsy was pending to determine his cause of death. He was reported missing last year, with police saying he was last seen around 4 p.m. April 6, 2021. Okay. Driving a red Mini Cooper on Riverside Drive in Griffith Park. His Twitter account, Bikini Robot Army, remained active, and he also apparently maintained contact with friends and journalists. Investigative journalist Scott Stedman of the website Forensic News wrote on Twitter that he last spoke to Broeksmit in January. Supplied me and other journalists with Deutsche Bank documents that highlighted the bank's deep Russia connections. It is very sad. I don't suspect foul play. Val struggled with drugs on and off, waiting on further info. I don't suspect foul play. He's blowing the whistle on one of the largest banks in the history of humanity, and you don't expect foul play? What are you, an idiot? Val's father took his own life in 2014, and it consumed Val in recent years. How do we know his father took his own life? Maybe they took out his father to get to him, or to make sure he didn't talk. His stepfather, William, was a Deutsche Bank executive. He offered hundreds of bank documents left behind by his father, to federal investigators and journalists looking into ties between the financial institution and Trump. So, this is part of cleaning up what's being investigated now by Durham, right? So, yeah. And not to be confused, by the way, with this gentleman who was found dead who was connected to Trump loans, but was also connected to Jeffrey Epstein loans, okay? And huge loans, like loans that people shouldn't be able to get. Tom Bowers, 55, at age of 55 in Malibu, California. I knew him well, David Enrick says. And so very interesting that this is kind of coming full circle with this Deutsche Bank. Just Julian Assange WikiLeaks files. This is something that Jen wanted to put in just so we had some, good access to that kind of stuff. Very, very important. Something to explore, new genius pieces to the plan of Trump's reinstatement. Now, folks, you've heard this before. We've talked about it. Let's see, Dave, 3836 is included when you enter in Ukraine. Scroll down. Okay, we'll do. Thank you, guys. Sorry, I forgot about that. So, Rick, if you let me know, my apologies. So, let me do this. I'm going to pull up a different one just so I don't forget, because I got to talk to you about something here. Let me see. I'll just put Ukraine, and then we'll get to it, right? Okay, so I'm going to come back to that in a second. But I just want to say about the plan of Trump's reinstatement. People were talking about he could become Speaker of the House, okay? Well, I want to remind you that Q said that Trump has to be out of the way. He can't be involved in the takedown of these people, in the direct takedown of these people, because they will say it's politically motivated. And I don't believe that he's going to be that tightly associated with it. I could be wrong, but I just don't think that that's going to be the case, okay? Going back to Ukraine, so that's my thoughts on that. Happy to get into that more at a later time. But so here's some links on Ukraine. And I think it was all the way down to 36. Let me see. I mean, there's a lot on Ukraine. All this, money. It's all about the money and all about the power. Okay. Democrat National Headquarters, the DNC. Yeah, okay. The Moab coming down on Lordy, coming down on I was going to say Cuomo, but Comey. Hunters become the hunted. Senate was a target. Panic is real. All hands on deck. Who recently traveled to Ukraine. This exposes the geolocation. Pelosi's son, Kerry's son, Romney's son, Biden's son. What do they have in common? They're all been hired by energy companies in Ukraine. Okay, let me see. Did I miss that? Let me find out what number. 3836. Thank you, Rick. 3836. I'm sure this is going to be significant. Here it is. Yeah. February 6, 2020, 11/16/52. Think HRC Russia, reset statement Russia. Think Hussein, I'll have more flexibility after the election, hot mic statements to Russian depot regarding Q to Hussein regarding Putin. Think Hussein, White House refusal to send weapons to Ukraine. Republican Congress pushed to assist, but instead sent only blankets. So think about that. Everyone is up in arms. If you don't have a blue and yellow flag on your profile or on your lawn or on your car, you really don't care about the people of Ukraine. Did you know that? Why didn't Biden care about Ukraine beforehand? Why did they only send blankets? Because they had a deal with Putin. Okay. Thank D's attacks regarding POTUS for failure to protect Ukraine. This wasn't happening in 2020. This is happening now against Russian aggression, impeachment. What advanced weapons did POTUS send to Ukraine? 2 + 2 = 6. Define projection. Think 1.8 billion. Hussein White House to Ukraine. Which bank? Think U.S. aid to Ukraine. Worldwide aid to Ukraine. Think U-1 sale of U.S. uranium to Russia. Sold out U.S. to benefit Russia for personal financial gain. That was another deal they did together. Risked U.S. national security for personal financial gain. How was payment made to U.S. persons? Think Ukraine. Think Iran. Russia and Iran allies. Russia, Iran, and China allies. And they just blamed Ukraine on Trump for getting nuclear weapons or close to it. U.S. political corruption, China, Ukraine, U.S. leverage, and think China of Chan Zuckerberg. U.S. leverage on behalf of ... U.S. post-online corruption, Russia. U.S. post-online corruption, Iran. I think that's political corruption, Iran. Common denominator, China, Russia, and Iran. Closed financial systems. Logical thinking. An even more closed financial system because Russia's talking about going to an asset-backed currency. Great drop, Rick. Good stuff, brother. Thank you for that. And really good stuff. And wow, my friends, Bishop Vigano, the New World Order agenda requires that Italy should perish. Let's just play a little bit of him.
Monsignor Vigano, i suoi lucidi e infuocati e soprattutto coraggiosi interventi contro il nuovo ordine mondiale le hanno arrecato sicuramente delle conseguenze spiacevoli, minacce, attacchi mediatici. È possibile?
Già dopo le mie rivelazioni sugli scandali della
After I
loro
exposed Cardinal McCarrick's scandals, I had to take care of my personal safety.
dovetti prendermi cura della mia incolumità. Le mie
My statements about the
dichiarazioni
pandemic
sulla
farce,
farsa pandemica,
which as I recall,
che ricordo essere iniziate a maggio del 2020,
started in May 2020, brought me
mi
name
valsero loro
calling and
insulti
dissing
e
back then.
linciaggi verbali,
Did Bishop
accuse di
Vignano just say
indebite
dissing?
interferenze
They accused me of
o di
undue interference and of
cospirazionismo.
spreading conspiracy theories.
Vi è stato anche
Someone even asserted
chi ha
that those
affermato
statements
che
were
non
written by
fossi io a
someone else.
scrivere le mie dichiarazioni,
We've read those
che
statements on
persino
this show.
insinuato
Someone even
che io fossi affetto da
insinuated that I
psicosi
suffered from
e delirio
psychosis,
di
an
interpretazione
interpretive
o
delusion,
addirittura
or that I was
posseduto dal
possessed by the
demonio.
devil.
Non parliamo
Not to
poi
mention the
delle accuse a
accusations
seguito
after
del
my
mio
statements
pronunciamento sulla crisi
about the
russo-ucraina alcuni giorni fa.
Russo-Ukrainian crisis some days ago.
Mi ha
I did not
stupito
expect some of these, often over the top, ad
che
hominems to
alcuni
come
di
from
questi attacchi, spesso sopra le righe,
Catholic
provengono in parte
conservatism
anche da
and
ambienti
from the
del
so-called
conservatorismo cattolico e della
right-wingers. They're
cosiddetta
all about
destra
war.
politica.
That's not him, that's me.
In molti casi chi avrei
Those,
ritenuto un
people that I
alleato
would have considered
in
allies in standing
opposizione
against both the
alla farsa
pandemic
pandemica
hoax,
prima
people with common sense,
e alla
and Ukraine's
provocazione
war
bellica
provocation
poi
turned out to be
ha mostrato
to
di
side with the
parteggiare
opponents
per
in many
l'avversario,
cases. Remember, Ukraine provoked this war
a
by acknowledging the
riconoscere
effectiveness
efficacia e
and the moral
liceità
legitimacy of the
morale
so-called
ai
vaccines,
cosiddetti vaccini o
or considering
presentando
Zelensky an innocent
Zelensky
victim
come vittima innocente delle
of
mire
Putin's expansionist
espansionistiche di
ambitions.
Putin. La
That sounds like
realtà
me. The reality is
è
quite
ben
different.
diversa e
And they
negarla
deny
o
it, cover it up in order
occultarla
to
per
support their
sostenere le
positions
proprie
to
tesi
obey their
o per
masters. This is
obbedire ai
spot
propri
on.
padroni non
This
servirà
will bring nothing
null'altro
but
se
much
non
more
a rendere la
motivated and
condanna
rightful
dei
arguments
colpevoli e dei complici ancor più
against the
giusta e
perpetrators and
motivata.
their accomplices.
In ogni caso, ringrazio Dio e la Madonna
Anyway, I
per la
thank God and Our Lady
salute
for
che non
keeping me
mi
healthy and
manca
safe so far.
e per la protezione.
Hold on. I just want to confirm something here. My friends, this was April 24th. This was not 6 months ago. He has done videos before, but this is new. This is his reaction. This is his response to the people and how they reacted to his words, 6 months ago, over a year ago.
Che mi hanno accordato sinora.
Monsignore, il governo Draghi ha approfittato della questione ucraina per prorogare l'emergenza. Quali sono le sue previsioni sul futuro politico, economico e sociale del nostro paese, dell'Italia?
Non so
I don't know whether the
se
civil protection
l'emergenza
state of
della protezione
emergency
civile possa
can be
considerarsi
considered an extension of the
un'estensione
pandemic
dell'emergenza
emergency.
pandemica, peraltro dichiarata
The recent ruling of
illegittima
the
e
Court of Pisa
incostituzionale da
declared
una recente
unlawful and
sentenza del Tribunale di
unconstitutional.
Pisa. Quello che è
But it's very clear,
chiarissimo,
if this
se
has
mai
ever
ci
been
sono
doubted,
stati dubbi, è che
is that
Draghi
Draghi serves
risponde a poteri
supranational interests.
sovranazionali come molti
Many
altri
other members of
esponenti
his
del suo
government, highest
governo
offices of the country
e
do.
delle massime istituzioni
This is
italiane,
the situation with Macron. This is the
con
situation
l'appoggio della
with
quasi
Merkel,
totalità
supported
del
by almost
Parlamento.
all of Parliament.
In quanto
That's because the money
esponente di
goes into
queste
Parliament too.
lobby,
Since he represents these lobbies,
egli ha
he's tasked with putting the
l'incarico di
globalists to
attuare
jail.
l'agenda
Action.
globalista anche se in
He's much
contrasto
louder
con
than
gli
me. Sorry,
interessi
guys.
nazionali e il bene dei
Even if
cittadini.
it's against the national
Anzi,
welfare.
l'agenda consiste
Actually, the agenda
esattamente
precisely consists
nella
of
distruzione
destroying
del tessuto sociale,
Italy's social, economic,
economico,
religious, and
religioso e
cultural
culturale
structure.
dell'Italia
Thank you, no world order.
per attuare quel Great Reset
Sorry, many of you were
cui
saying that, I
ideatore e
guess.
promotore
Whose designer
Klaus
promoter
Schwab
Klaus Schwab
è stato
recently
da
visited
poco in
Draghi.
visita da Draghi.
World Economic Forum.
Non oso
I dare not make any
fare
prediction
previsioni, perché la
because the
situazione
situation is
è
extremely
estremamente
unclear and
incerta e piena di
unknown.
incognite. Nei
The New
piani
World
del
Order
nuovo
agenda
ordine
requires that
mondiale,
Italy should perish,
l'Italia dovrebbe soccombere,
that it
essere
should be
invasa da
invaded
milioni di
by
immigrati,
millions of migrants.
perdere la propria identità cattolica,
It should lose its own Catholic
cancellare le
identity. It should
proprie
erase its own
tradizioni,
traditions.
essere svenduta a
It should be
multinazionali stranieri.
undersold
Ci
to
vogliono
foreign
servi,
interests. They want us to be
con un
servants
reddito
with a universal
universale,
income after they took everything
dopo
from us.
averci espropriato di tutto, con i
They want to
servizi e i beni
privatize
pubblici
public assets
privatizzati,
and services, and freedom of
autorizzati
movement will
solo
be
agli
authorized
spostamenti che
only in certain
decidono
cases
loro,
which they will determine.
controllati
They want to
in
control us
ogni
in
nostra
every action
azione,
they take.
sorvegliati
They want to
dal
monitor
perpetuo Green
monitor
Pass,
us through a perpetual
che
green pass, which they will
chiameranno
call a digital
ID
ID
digitali
or
o con un
another
altro
appealing
allettante
euphemism.
eufemismo.
He's speaking of the
Questo è ciò che
1984
loro vorrebbero
words,
fare.
doublespeak. That is what they would want to do. That is, powerful. Many people like myself talk about this kind of thing, but coming from him is huge. These are three of the worst men to walk the White House lawn in my lifetime. 2021 downgrade, Trump to Biden, Melania to Jill, Ivanka to his daughter, I guess, Kaylee to Jen, Junior to Hunter. And this guy is the Health and Human Services guy. I'm forgetting his name. And this is, of course, Rachel Levine. The Fed keeps printing money. So if they can print money, unlimited money, why do we pay taxes? No answer. Why did the science change? New data? It's an election year. Breaking news, nice hair. FBI releases a picture of the bird suspected of pooping on China Joe Biden. That's a great hairdo for the no bald eagles here. Fake U.S. citizen, fake woman, fake doctor, fake president. I love it. If 10,000 Russians crossing the Ukraine border is an invasion, then why isn't the 2 million people crossing the American southern border not called an invasion? It's not that the majority are silent, it's that the media are silent about the majority. Bigfoot flipping you off while riding the Loch Ness Monster. Still more believable than Joe Biden winning. And there you have it, my friends. Awesome memes. And I hope you enjoyed the show. Dixie, all the accounts Dave has lost. Why is his Twitter not one? Because the one I was more graphic about was the indoctrination Twitter, which I did lose, but it has been reinstated. But that tweet that I did, my last tweet, has not been reinstated. And most of the stuff I tweet actually are retweets. Because I just don't have time to do a lot of different social media and do my own words on social media. So that might be a reason too. Let's see. Allie says, Dave, your show notes are wonderful. I am not able to get on very often to hear your show, but I appreciate you and everyone else who has helped with my awakening. Been awake since COVID. Thank you. You're welcome, Allie. Nice show, Dave. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate that. Let's see. Okay. All right, my friends. Nancy, amazing show. It keeps getting better and we will win bigly. Show notes are a treasure. Thank you, Nancy. Please reach out to Nancy, guys, through theindoctrination.com. Go to Patriot Silver. You will be glad you did, even if you just want to have a conversation about it. It's fantastic. And we are watch the Well Strategies, this interview with the CEO of 7K, and just fill this out and just have a conversation. You might be talking to Todd, you might be talking to Cindy or Nancy, and so thank you, Kenneth. Appreciate you. Good night, Dawn. Good night, y'all. Dina, I love you, and thank you for that. Deanna, sorry. Robert, you're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for a great show, Dave. Stay safe and God bless. Thank you for spending the night with us, Dave. Wonderful show. Thank you, Patricia. Appreciate that. Azera, glad you stayed awake. It's Dave, I think it's got to be White Hats that you still have your Twitter. That could be, Dixie. I think it's also the White Hats that got rid of so many accounts to make us aware of the censorship. I mean, that's kind of my thought process too. And I guess I do some medical stuff on Twitter. But I think I'm more, if you go down through my Twitter account, you may see I think I'm more cryptic than I am on the show. So at any rate, you're welcome, No World Order. Good night, everybody. Hey, quick prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing this community together tonight. We are all so blessed to have each other, to have the thousands and thousands of people who come here and connect with the information, connect with each other, and go out into the world in love and truth, and awaken humanity, and connect with themselves and with their loved ones in ways that you can only do with the truth. And we ask you to continue to open our eyes to the truth, and we thank you for all that you have done. And please watch over all those who are intimately connected to the dangers that this revolution is undergoing, and we ask for their protection. We ask you to watch over all the birthday beautiful people today, and especially Christy Nance Taylor, and please watch over her dear mom Nelda, and already healed. please let them find the what is wrong there on the liver and do what they need to do to help her to live another day and many, many more. And we thank you for Nelda for giving birth to this fabulous being, Christine Ants Taylor, who is such a huge part of this truth launch to the world, this truth cast that we cast out to the world, to cast the light, to get rid of the darkness, get rid of the evil. And we so grateful. Please continue to watch over my brother, my family, and my Father in heaven. And we're just so grateful to you, Lord, and thank you for all those who make up this community. And bless all those who are having difficulty, including Kat and so many others. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Yeah, thank you guys. Sunflower, tonight's show was one of the best. Thank you. I thought it was really fantastic. Appreciate you all. Love you, Julie. Thank you. Great show as always. Night, everyone. And pray for my sleep, please, so that I can sleep through the night. It's been, I haven't been getting much. Thank you, Jan. And so I appreciate that. Yeah, patriotsilver.gold. Patriotsilver.gold is where you can find the indoctrination and connect with us there. Amazing show. Thank you, Dave. Lucinda, good to see you. Thank you. And grateful for all you. Hello, Lynn. Yeah. Till we meet again, my friends. Tomorrow night, we will be on. Dina, I love the show as always. Good night. Love you all. May you all sleep with the angels tonight and they bring you peace and rest. Good night, all. Sleep well. I love you. Jackie, thank you for that. I think I'm way behind. Yeah, my friends, good to see you all. Yes, safe travels for our 7K family. Next week we'll be in Las Vegas. We will have, by the way, a Snedfest in Las Vegas next Monday. So Monday, please come join us. And we will be getting together in person in Las Vegas. You do not have to be a part of 7K to join us in Las Vegas for the Snedfest on Monday. Melatonin, I'm taking some other stuff too. 5-HTP and the product from Purium, the apothecary is fantastic, but sometimes I forget to take it. I need to remember to take it. Robin, love you too. Thank you so much. Farhad, thank you. You're a good man, Dave. Thank you so much. Night, Dave. Patricia, thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. God bless. Sleep well. Love you all. Fantastic. Yeah, exhale gummies. That's a good call too. I've got some, Rick Simpson oil, which helps me too. I should probably hit that tonight. I needed the show, Raven says. Thank you, Raven. Good to, I'm glad that that was helpful. Yeah. Yeah, thanks to Obama and Hillary, SEAL Team 7 can't have meetups. Yeah. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, oh, by the way, I do use my Healy, and it does help me get to sleep, but then I don't stay asleep. So that's why, but the Healy definitely helps me sleep and helps my dreams. All right, my dear friends, what a show. Again, special thanks to Tesla for bringing it tonight. And love you all. Be well. And we'll see you tomorrow night. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. And I am out of here.